Nigga everywhere I go, man. Juicy J, shut the fuck up!
Yeah, spin that shit.
Memphis nigga everywhere I Memphis nigga everywhere I go.
Nigga everywhere I go.
Memphis nigga everywhere I go.
Nigga everywhere I go.
Eyes all red like city gear. Nigga. Draw down on him, make a fuck nigga, give it here. Jeff #1, I'm the rookie of the year. Wanna see a mad street, make a nigga disappear. Real Memphis nigga when I'm looking in the mirror. Yo,
Memphis nigga everywhere I go, this the remix. Ay, Memphis nigga going up like the G-Mix.
Ay, everybody outside, it's the freak nigga. Memphis nigga everywhere I go.
Fuck nigga, Memphis nigga everywhere I go. Let's get it. Memphis nigga everywhere I go. Let's get it. Memphis nigga everywhere I go. Let's get it. Memphis nigga everywhere I big head that hoe. Memphis shit, that's how I feel. Check might check me a hoe, might flame me a hoe. Spit a little game on a hoe. Never spent change on a hoe. Memphis nigga everywhere I go.
He ain't even been to the city before. Fuck nigga, he ain't even been to the city. He ain't even been to the city before. Let's get it. Nigga came once, but he can't come back no more. These Memphis nigga when I drop my low. Yo, nigga want smoke, let's go. Yo, bitch want smoke, fuck nigga, I call Big Glow. Yo,
Memphis bitch everywhere I go. Okay. Memphis bitch everywhere I let's get. Memphis bitch everywhere I go. Okay. Memphis bitch everywhere I on the count. Memphis bitch everywhere I go. Might take a bitch nigga, might take a nigga hoe. Riding down Fraser be coolin'. With some hot boys still doing donuts in the smoke. Getting money ass bitch, that's me. That's me. Tomato fruit M's and I still want more. Now if Memphis bitch got hard. Win, lose, or draw, bitch, I still want smoke. I ain't shit but 25. Let's go. Already a legend up in my seat. Bump down, bump 3-6. Hey, man, play me some of that pimpin'. Gangsta ass bitch, stay muggin'. Everywhere I go, I'm thuggin'. Memphis bitch, everywhere I go. Let's go. And everywhere I go, they love me.
Yeah, Memphis nigga everywhere I step through. 3-6 Mafia and Gangsta Boo. You know what it is, my nigga. My city full of gorillas that ain't from the zoo. North Memphis nigga so infamous. Rest in peace, Lord Infamous. Old school nigga with the pole in the cut. I hear making easy money tryna pimp a slut. Fraser Boulevard in a car all candy. South Memphis bitch, she ain't wearing no panties. She ain't never been nowhere outside our city. I'm a draper in Dior and I'ma take it to the graves. Memphis nigga everywhere I step on the scene. Ride through Evergreen, blowing get it green. Give a little bad bitch a hug. With all this water on me, she gon' have a wet dream. You don't know nothing about Hyde Park. You don't really wanna stop by after dark. Even Nick K's know the city I'm reppin'. Have a nigga scat pack go to 60 seconds. 20 years plus I done been in this thing. And a nigga like me ain't never gon' change. Rollin' up dope while I'm sitting so close. I can walk on the floor at the Grizzly game.
I want EP and chicken and dogs. She wanna receive under the heart. I'm with Lil P and I'm motherfucking pot. I be like cheeky, we say squad. Look at that.
Ayy, Memphis nigga everywhere I go. Get 100 bread a piece when I'm in the stove. Parkway Village, I'm a native. Still had a duck posted up in the Dover. Young nigga wanna be like Craig Pettis, bro wanna be G-Train. Afghanistan top tier, tell Biden send us to Ukraine. Drake made sure we try global. Let me tell you about Poplar. We'll stop and deals go for a couple bucks, she'll take it so. East Memphis, that's in that league. North Memphis, that's got it. South Memphis, long live flipper. West Memphis, that ain't Memphis. On EP, eating chicken at Dodge before a nigga went vegan. Might get his 6P from Crumpets. All done left, it's the best joint. Is she from Memphis with a bunny on? She give more head than a lace front. Me go my partner from back in the day, but I heard he hit him a lace blunt. Tell white folks he my nigga. Hey Max Snoop, I got a beer for you. From a city where you win it, they don't even really wanna even cheer for you. Deep down they be hating on you, but too quick to say I love you. In Memphis it's a red flag if she ain't blood and she say brother. Everybody gotta switch in this bitch. Game be beefing with clicks. Tell DJ yo where the dream ball at, I'm tryna stomp some shit. 2016 at the Delta Fair in the corn maze, you could die there. Long live J Money Truler, when he died whole city had tears. Memphis nigga everywhere I go, I don't care if it was Idaho. Before Ja, it was Mike Conley. Before Jaren, it was Z-Bo. In the lead don't get his credit, but I'm really hometown hero. Might use a key to the city, just to lock my back door. Memphis nigga everywhere I go, Memphis nigga everywhere I go. Oh, Memphis nigga everywhere I go. Oh, Memphis nigga everywhere I go. Oh, Memphis nigga everywhere I go. Memphis nigga everywhere I go. Oh, Memphis nigga everywhere. Memphis nigga everywhere I go.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, y'all can't see the images that I'm screen sharing because Cam Newton got like a 1.5 million followers and he be on ESPN and shit, so he'll probably copyright my shit. So I'm just going to cheat and have this little lovely overlay that I created to be in front of it. But apparently, Royce has been cutting up for about the past 2 weeks, and so I don't know what. Fuck it. Let me just. Should I take it back from the top? I should take it. Okay, I got it queued up to where it starts, but I let y'all hear how it was clicking. This how the video started off. She clicking. She come in hot. I don't know how Cam keep getting these guests, but he doing this thing.
Oh, Miss Royce. What do you want from this interview?
It's the fact that when someone has so much power over you and you become like the ant fighting the elephant. So my goal is for them to have a safe space to get their story out. It's just so they can breathe. Because when I told mine, I felt free.
When you say you've been silenced, in what way and who?
Dwight Howard. I was literally silenced by a document. He didn't realize by us having this new agreement that now allows me to speak because it null and voids the old one. That's also why all the records are unsealed. He wants to keep this image that everyone has of him. He's the one who smiled when he played basketball. He's Mr. Happy, I'm Nickelodeon. That's not who he really is. This person is an angry person, and nobody sees that, and that's why we got you. He will do anything and everything to destroy you in order to get to hide the true him.
You broke up because he cheated, but you got back with him knowing that he did cheat. Thinking that
Well, he begged me, and I went and I heard him out, and then I was
No accountability. No accountability. This is he just clipping shit out from the video. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. First sign of no accountability. He cheated. She got back with him. Not because she liked him. Not because she loved him. Not because he said he wasn't going to do it no more. Because she said he begged her. Like, come on, baby. Come on.
Was getting ready to leave, and then it was like, can I have a hug? The hug turned into hand movements, turned into kisses on the neck, and
notebook shit.
Yeah, now I'm pregnant.
Hey, makeup sex is a motherfucker, boy, you hear me?
But that's also around the time when I found out that he was with this other girl. Yeah.
And the plot thickens.
Yeah. He wouldn't leave me alone. He kept me in court, taking everything from me as I tried to better myself. I have tried so fucking hard to live, and you keep doing this shit behind closed doors.
Thank you for the $7 cash.
Thank you, Sister Avanti, $10 coming on the cash
living
app.
it.
Thank you,
We
sister.
already here.
Next time, make it 20. But thank you for that 10. I know you barely had that. Thank you, sister.
I skipped
What
the
it would
Cam
be.
intro.
But most of all, I promise to keep. Yo, what's good? Hit that subscribe button. Back to the show. Yo, what's good? What's popping? What it is, what it ain't, what it could be, what it should be, what it would be. Cam Newton, the son, Mr. Boogie Doll. And I promise, I really do promise to give good content for the masses, but most of all, I promise to keep it funky for your asses. Now, in this new year, some things just not going to change, and that's the content that we deliver to you, brought to you by Iconic Saga Productions. But something that does, and will probably look a little different, is we're in a new studio, ladies and gentlemen. We bossing up, we're moving up, bigger and better things. Now, this person who I have the opportunity to sit across from is a professional dancer, a loving mother, a fighter, empowerer, and low-key, what I found out personally is a low-key comedian. Now, I present to some and introduce to others, Mrs. Royce Reed.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Hey, y'all.
What's good with you? Oh, Miss Royce. I guess the first question is, what are you up to these days?
Well, I brought my dance company back called Fancy Chic, and they're doing great. I'm actually out of a community center now, so my goal is to work with all the city programs because that's where we are, and actually train them. And that's in dance, that's in acting, that's in tumbling, acro, that's in media training. And then my end goal is to have an actual building to develop where they come at this, but then can find their dancers there, other performers. But I'm actually going to Detroit tomorrow, Sunday, to film a new series. I can't talk too much, but and then filming a movie later.
For me to have her to letting her in cheer, her in dance, there's not a lot of us in there
that are good.
That part, and that might be controversial, but it's just the truth. Like when you go to cheer competitions, is an abundantly, I don't know what it is, but you know what it is.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. What made you, or what got you into actually, dancing or choreography and things like that?
Well, I went to FAMU, and I was in a company called Mahogany Dance Theater, and I was also a cheerleader at FAM. I was a captain, and in Mahogany, I was a president. And we didn't understand it at the time, but he was training us to be able to deal with the industry. And our work ethic was A1. Like if you missed a rehearsal, it was like, okay, well, you better know it before you get here to the next rehearsal or you're out. So he didn't baby you. Nobody was calling you and asking you, where are you, or anything like that. So when I started my company, I wanted to instill the same thing. I mean, I went in 2011 and we were over 200 at one point, and then I stopped for a couple years and I just brought it back, and we have 30, and many of them, almost half of them, returning. So doing something right, but I'm not going to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom.
Right.
I need water somewhere. Everybody get some water. Water, for your, so you go to your phone. So the difference between my company and a lot of our companies is they deal with the bullshit. The parents, and I had an issue with parents too, but they're not allowed in the practice room. But once a month when it's assessment time, and they get a weekly lesson plan. This is what your child is doing this week. This is what's expected of them. They, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I can laugh. I can play with them. I can joke with them. But when it's time to get serious, all I have to do is say, hey. I don't yell. Like I
that
like
hey wasn't like, that wasn't a yell?
No, I mean, that's probably the loudest I get because I like to do karaoke, so I'm not about to lose my voice. Yeah.
So how important should parents take extracurricular activities serious? Because me personally having children, knowing that extracurricular activities for some of my kids, it's just an outlet to just be. And then some of them is like, no, this is extremely serious. So how do you balance, you want it to be fun, but you also want this to be something that's taken serious?
I think you kind of answered it by saying it's an outlet. Because just, it being an outlet doesn't mean it has to be your craft. And that's actually in their pledge. Our outlet is dance. That's in their pledge. So they know, like, if they are just feeling down about something and they come to the studio, they can call their mentor. You know what I mean? That's what we're there for. So it's an outlet for them, even though they may not want to do whatever you have them in, it gives them something to do versus just being at home, eating chips, watching TV, or in the street.
Yeah. If there's one thing about me, I always show up looking my best, no matter the occasion. From meetings at Iconic Saga Studio to dropping my kids off at school, I love going about my day in a perfectly tailored suit that doesn't break the bank. Indochino lets you create your ideal look from start to finish. The process was simple. I pulled up to the showroom, picked out the fabric, and
hold
added my
on,
personal
y'all.
touch
This nigga
with
snuck a
custom
commercial in while I was about to go parent.
For
hold
an
on. Let me get him past this self.
For those who are watching this right now, I have to do a service because I not only am asking from a curious individual, I owe a service to the beautiful viewers, the nasty viewers, the cool viewers, and the asshole viewers that want to ask the same question that I'm thinking. Now, you may have seen Miss Royce a time or two on reality TV, also known for, Basketball Wives.
Yes.
Now, in recent news, some would also say that they've seen you on TikTok that have like an 8 video thing on the topic of your reality, no TV.
Yes.
So
it was
what
mostly
was the
about
reason
her
behind
baby
daddy. So I think I even said this on my Instagram. And the easiest way I can describe it is when you are constantly coming at somebody and they're ignoring you and they just keep taking it further and you're like, one of them days. And then it's like, well, pull up. Because I grew up in the hood. I did. So when someone says pull up, you didn't think I was going to, but you took it too far and this time I pulled up. I'm asking you to bring your ass outside because now you're fucking with my child. So that's what it was. It wasn't something to do with a relationship. It was you're calling my child while he's on his PlayStation Live with his friends and talking shit about his mother. And then you're trying
to... So you alleging that your son was playing PlayStation 5 with his homeboys and his daddy called to just talk shit about you. All right.
To basically, and I know this word is used so much, but gaslight him and tell him your mom need to do this or your mom need to get a job. Your mom ain't shit. Your mom be lying to you. When I have worked since I was 16, my day yesterday began. I subbed. I then taught after school gymnastics. I then picked up my son from practice. I then had to do a table read. And then went to sleep, got up this morning, took him to school, came home, got ready, came here.
Which is in Atlanta, by the way.
Yes. But then even on Wednesday, the day before that, it was a full day where I was subbed, I taught, I then had to pick him up, feed him, take him home, had to transport Mats to our...
Motherfucker, welcome to being a parent. You act like you doing something that the billions of motherfuckers that got kids don't already do. Welcome to being a parent. I mean, she is listing these things off as if it's not a part of being an adult. Cam Newton got all them goddamn kids. He got to take them to practice, pay for the school, get them to all of that shit. He still got to do his podcast. He got to take his ass on ESPN. He's not listing all that shit and saying, well, this is what I got to do in my life. I'm just so goddamn busy. It's called being a fucking adult. I don't know why women feel like they should get credit for shit that everybody got to do. Everybody got to do it because they do it. They feel like they need more credit for it because she been working since she was 16. Most normal human beings have too.
Finish practice, teach for 2.5 hours, then go home, check on him, make sure he sleep. I do work. That's all I do. I've never been a person that just didn't like to work. I mean, I would not mind not having to work, but to sit here and tell him that his mom...
Well, you was cheerleading. I don't think you had to do that much work though, because we know you was only 41 home games in the NBA. So you had 41 home games you worked. I think he took care of you the rest of the time. Could be wrong.
Mom ain't shit. And then to tell him like he's the reason why he doesn't have a relationship with him, it was like, I'm pulling up now.
Say less. I think what's important for this dialogue,
true, though?
As well as this conversation.
Is it true? Are you the reason? Because I don't know why this is such a shock to women. Some men just say fuck it when you make it hard for them to see their child. They just say fuck it. No matter how you feel about it, right, wrong, or indifference, there are some people that just say fuck it if you gonna make my life difficult to see my damn child. So, are you making it difficult for the man to see his child? Real question.
Is that I think we need to normalize real conversations about real issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you off camera that I don't too much know in particulars about this situation, but being a co-parent to children, I know and can empathize with what you're going through and also empathize with what he's going through. And what I've learned is over the years where co-parenting has been, it's almost like a muscle. You got to work it every single.
Well, his is weak, because he never co-parented shit. He didn't even go to the like counseling things. The lady had to write a letter telling our attorneys that he refused to come.
One thing I will point out is she has been known for coming out here and talking about baby daddy negatively. I challenge any one of you to find a sentence, a quote, or interview where Dwight Howard has ever said anything negative about their child. If I'm not mistaken, their child is a teenager. So he had a lot of years that he could have said something back to this woman or disparaged her publicly, He has not. That's why I challenged y'all to find us just a quote, a sentence, anything where he has said anything bad about this woman. I know for at least a damn decade she been talking shit about this man. I'm the reason I'm listening to this is because when she was talking earlier, everybody just thought she was a bitter baby mama. But then, you know, he got sued for the tranny stuff, and she had been telling us he was gay. And then she started doing her TikTok saying that he was at Diddy parties and he had his own versions of Diddy parties wearing dresses and shit. And I was like, damn, that's interesting. But I also was like, hey, you was cool with that nigga walking around in a dress? You was cool with it. All right then. But that's the only reason she getting some play for me now, because she got new information, and the old information kind of checked out when we found out he was getting sued by a tranny. Well, not a was it? No, it wasn't a tranny. It was a gay man, but he said that Dwight had a tranny with him, and they was trying to run a train on him. That what it was, and he had showed where Dwight, he showed they DMs and stuff, and he showed where Dwight paid for his Uber and shit of that nature. That case got thrown out though, but the world knows now.
She can no longer, you know, provide her services. But I was there like an A student.
Yeah, but okay. So throughout this conversation, I want to make sure that first and foremost, we hear and listen to each other. I'm not talking about nothing else. I want you to be able to get your points across, but also I want to make sure that I speak on my personal situations.
Gotcha.
That I don't know if it applies to him or whoever. I just know that sometimes you can get into your own way and two things can be right. I also know that two things can be wrong too. Two petty motherfuckers don't make an angel. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've been guilty of trying to bully. I've been guilty of not being reasonable. I've been guilty of really saying, well, fuck it. You want to do that? Well, shit, I'm going to do this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't affect nobody but them kids.
Mm-hmm.
So as you have been through a lot, I can assume, what do you want from this interview?
So for me, it's about being silenced. And I said before, it's about being silenced into submission. And that's the problem. It's not even about my situation in particular, but I have spoken to so many women that have been now in my DMs and telling me about their situations. And some it's not, kids aren't involved, you know, it's parents, or it's, you know, an ex-husband, or even boy come like the ant fighting the elephant. And people keep winning, and like, you're just down here like, it's not me. It's not me. Why can't people see this? But because that person is so big, whatever they say or whatever you try and say, they just stomp on you over and over again. So my goal is for them to have a safe space to get their story out, even if it doesn't produce anything. It's just so they can breathe. Because when I told mine, I felt free. Like, it was empowering, because people talk and they say, oh, Royce has been talking. And I'm like, not really. I didn't really, you know, do an interview until the one with Carlos King, because I couldn't. So I tried to dance it away.
What do you mean, not really? You have been talking. If you hadn't been talking, no one could say you weren't talking. Like how I had just said, find a clip, a quote, a video, an interview where Dwight has ever mentioned your name negatively. That's me actually saying he's never talked. You said not really. And you named one big interview you did, but what about all the blogs you talked to? Come on, G. You ain't even keeping it 100.
I tried to work it away, and I'm still being punched. So when I'm looking at these other women and I'm listening to their stories, and they're getting punched too, and it's not them that's the problem, it's the other person that's so much bigger, it's giving them just a space to speak. That's my goal.
That not being punched physically. And I also don't get how you're saying you're being silenced when You're able to go on any one of your social medias and talk. You're able to contact the blogs and talk. You was able to be on Basketball Wives and talk. You on Cam Newton's show and you able to talk. You done did a whole TikTok series. Where is he at trying to silence you? I'm just curious.
That's powerful in its own right. But I want to kind of flip it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to kind of, how would you counsel a man, right, in a situation, going through what you've been through, experiencing what you've experienced? What would you tell a man that is the breadwinner, right, is the giant, so to speak? How would you counsel him in dealing with a person that may not have the means or the access or the same opportunities, but how would you counsel that man to deal with the other half?
That's not my problem. I'm not a man. I don't be standing up, so I can't tell him how to handle that situation. I'm doing this for the women on my side. So I
that there is ignorance at its finest. You have experience of how to deal with the man that he just described, because this your baby daddy. And you don't want to give no advice to the men. That's like saying men shouldn't give advice to their daughters, just their son, because they're on peace standing up. This is crazy. Hello, Truth.
What's up?
We in the middle, but we really not. It don't even matter where we at, cause yeah, I ain't trying to have no smoke with Cam Newton and his production team. So I just made an overlay and we're just listening.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Every blue moon, I show the people what they doing, and then I put my overlay back up.
Okay.
I can empathize, but I don't know how to counsel that. That's just like me trying to teach my son how to be a man. I could teach him how to treat a woman.
Okay.
But you know.
So how would you prefer a man to treat a woman in those trying times?
With respect, as an equal, as a partner, not a sponsor.
So now you got something to say.
That's not why you got in that relationship, or it shouldn't have been.
Man ain't told.
Now, when you say you've been silenced,
mm-hmm.
That's a very powerful word. But in what way and who?
I was literally silenced by a document, Dwight Howard. And what's crazy is he didn't realize by us having this new agreement that now allows me to speak because it null and voids the old one. But
ma'am, they only issue gag orders in instances where motherfuckers is always talking. Nobody that's been quiet has ever gotten a gag order. It just don't work like that. So if you had a gag order, a legal gag order, it was because you was running around on all these outlets talking.
That's also why all the records are unsealed. Congratulations. So when I was doing the show, we are initially on it together. So when I went to pitch the show, which is why they sent me, because I was actually still with an athlete, I pitched at all these stations. It got picked up. And then we broke up because it's in my series. But he cheated on me. And I went off. I was Twitter strong back then, like, oh, this motherfucker, right? And he got pissed off, and then he had all his attorneys writing, and like, well, just want to make sure if she's still going to do the show that she's not going to talk trash about him. Okay, like, I don't want to do this to talk trash about you. We're not even together. Like, I don't even want you on the show. Yeah. So I was fine with that.
You don't want him on the show, but you just used it as a flex that the only reason you were pitched the show is because you was with an actual athlete and you ain't want him on the show. But then they wouldn't have needed you because you wouldn't have been a basketball wife or girlfriend or none of that. You would have been like everybody else you just tried to throw shade at that was on the show.
And I'm like, what? He's like, I need you to sign this agreement. What agreement? Basically what we said yesterday. Okay.
Right.
I get down there. He's rushing me to sign it. And this is another reason why I keep everything. That's why I have all these phones. Read everything, even when someone is telling you to hurry up, because I trusted this man. And he basically had me sign an injunction where it says I could not.
You trusted him after he cheated, and you went online and you was roasting him on Twitter. You talk bad about him, and then you still trusted him when his lawyers hit you with cease and desist, and they just wanted to make sure you were still gonna fulfill. Like, they just wanted to make sure you weren't gonna go on Basketball Wives and talk shit about him. How he tricked you into signing that. And you said you didn't want him on the show and you weren't going to talk about him.
Speak his name, show my child's photo, say my child's name, say his name, sign it. And this is another reason why I keep everything. That's why I have all these phones.
Truth. Question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know when you're screen sharing and you on the screen sharing screen, you know how we be taking the mouse and dragging it back? If you just hit the back, the arrows, you know, where it's got the up, down, left, right. If you tap left back a couple times, it take it back 5 seconds. If you push it once, it's 5 seconds, twice 10, so on and so forth. It's just like the phone. I was showing like, why the phone go back 10 seconds if you double tap? You just use the arrows.
I knew that, but I don't know why I always revert to the red balling thing.
Yeah, the red ball, I ain't doing that shit no more. I go back too far.
I do too.
At least I know if I hit the arrow 3 times, I know it'll go back 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Read everything, even when someone is telling you to hurry up, because I trusted this man. And he basically had me sign an injunction where it says I could not speak his name,
I'm just being fair.
Show my child's photo, say my child's name, say his name, be a.
I'm here. This is all the stuff that she signed that she couldn't do. But this is for the show, though. They said you couldn't do all this for the show. That doesn't sound.
Show my child's
crazy.
Photo, say my child's name, say his name, be around anyone that knew him. And if you even spoke about him, like we're doing right now, even if you were talking to one of them, I would have to get up and walk out. And it didn't say till death. It said till the end of time.
Perpetuity. That word. Well, I don't know if it said that.
No, end of time.
Like.
So you signed a paper that said to the end of time. And first up, man, the lesson that you should have told everybody, instead of saying keep everything, the lesson you should have told everybody is if they telling you to hurry up and sign it, you need to take your time and read that motherfucker. That's what you should be telling the people. For life?
End of time. Yes.
To the end of time.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Shut up. I don't know why I'm laughing.
I'm sorry, but go ahead.
No, but that's how I was silenced.
You know what?
And that's why when people say, oh, she talked about him all the time on basketball.
I know
no,
it
I
ain't be
didn't.
a
I never
shock to a
did.
lot of people, but
I was the dancer. That's what they turned me into.
You hear me,
Which I
Charlie?
was fine because.
Let me just say this. It probably gonna be a shock to a lot of people.
I can't. I had to get back on the screen and stuff.
Yo, I don't care for this chick too tough. I ain't care for her too tough when she was on Basketball Wives. But let me say this. Let's just be clear. The reason why she signed that contract, that initial contract she signed, because she probably got a little money with it. Because, you know, the thing about it is, and I don't know how young, I know she was younger, but I don't know how young she was when she actually signed that document. But if you, because this girl been in the industry, you know, for a long time. And I know, by that time, you should have known you had a whole child. You had it with a man that had a little money. You should have known. First of all, did you sign the document with a lawyer? Did you have a lawyer? Because, you know, the thing about it is, even if you're presented with a contract, it don't mean you have to sign it. You can even negotiate the terms. So for her to have signed a contract years ago or signed whatever it was she signed years ago and now she want to complain about it, what are we doing? I'm just saying. But anywho, carry on.
Well, she's actually saying that now they signed a new deal and now
I
she
know.
can talk, so she back outside again.
Yeah. Which
So
is
she happy
asinine
they signed
because
whatever new
everything
deal.
took place years ago, though. This is old. How old is that
Yeah, well,
child?
she got
Cause,
some.
Cause see, didn't she get in
I
trouble?
think Braylon is. I think Braylon is a teenager, but that's what I was saying. I was like, she was talking back then. He got a gag order on her where she couldn't talk about him, and then she's saying some new shit. But when she was talking about him back then, she was saying the nigga was gay, and nobody believed it. But then remember, he got sued by the gay dude, and then we was
Yeah.
like, oh, so that's why she getting traction now, because we want to hear what old secrets she got. She said he went to Diddy parties. She said he threw his own Diddy parties where he was walking around the house in a dress.
But get this though. But get this. What's the point of you coming out telling all this stuff? I know money is one of them. Because he's not talking about her, is he?
I have never heard this nigga say anything bad about her ever.
So what's the point of her
NBA
coming out
trained
here?
him right.
So what's the point of her coming out here telling all of his deep dark secrets? I mean, why do that? You do still have a child together.
Because she
Remember,
wants to embarrass him in front of his son.
that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm sorry.
She's hurt, and she want him to hurt like.
But like
how
I said,
she feels.
even back when she was on Basketball Wives, I didn't care for her. It's just something about her. Yeah.
It was a job. At least I'm known for a job, not an athlete.
So even when you're talking about Basketball Wives, is that the only show that you're referring to when you say the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've only been on one show.
I guess this is the athlete in me that really wants to speak
from being
to
a cheerleader.
The girlfriend, the significant other, the wife, the ex-wife, the ex-girlfriend, the ex-fiance, the fiance. The athlete in me wants to ask you, why go public? Like, why not keep it family business? Why not work this out behind the camera, behind the curtains? Why go to TikTok? Why go to Instagram? Why go to MTV? Why go to these different extremes to say?
Cause she want to embarrass this nigga. She feel like she was embarrassed and she want to embarrass him back. It's about getting her lick back. And she don't feel like she didn't got her lick back.
What you're saying?
Because staying quiet got my son Baker acted twice for wanting to. Because being quiet had my son calling my mom to come to my house because I was saying I was finna take a bottle of pills. That's why. And that's why when I see the whole comment about, the relationship, I had been sending out little tidbits on my Instagram, on my TikTok. If you look back, I had been posting videos about like pushing all my buttons, the rapping ones, doing cash dog commandments. That was before that announcement. That was me like screaming.
Mm-hmm.
Because
you were sending flare guns.
Yeah.
But what was he doing to you publicly? You ain't even saying what he did to you privately. You said he called your son, but you ain't saying what he did to you. Was he calling you? Was he bothering you? Was he showing up cussing you out?
Because it wasn't just that conversation. It was that Friday before I did it. That was the last straw. And that's the one that you hear in that one video I posted with all the receipts. And I only let that one go because, previously, Braylon had cussed his ass out.
The son.
Yeah, my son had cussed his daddy out. And I did say, that's still your daddy. Like, watch your mouth. But his point was still valid. But why are you even having this conversation with him like this?
So you saying that's when he was playing PlayStation with his friends, and Dwight called randomly to just bash you, and so he cussed him out. That was the end of the story. Then, end of the story. Your son handled it. He cussed his dad out, hung up. Why you had to go on TikTok?
This. I am the one who told Braylon to go to dance.
Your son didn't even go on TikTok. He got social media. He didn't do it. I don't think I've yet to hear a post, hear or see a post from him talking about his daddy.
The stars because he didn't want to go.
Okay, how old is Braylon?
17 now.
He's 17.
I knew he was a teenager.
Help me realize this.
Grown.
How the fuck did we get to this in the first place? Like, I'm judging branches. Yeah. Branches is actions. Fuck this, Braylon.
17 now.
He's 17. All right. Help me realize this. How the fuck did we get to this in the first place? Like, I'm judging branches. Yeah. Branches is actions. Actions is he's like a son is cussing the daddy out. An action is you going to TikTok. An action is all these different things you sending subliminals and flare.
A son cussing a daddy out is it's a rite of passage. It's the Simba trying to establish his dominance with Mufasa. They not in the same house, so it happens. It happens quite. It's just a rite of passage. Just like girls and their moms, they eventually have their little face off.
Guns or whatever the hell the analogy is. But let's rewind and let's go to the stump, the tree trunk.
Yeah.
How did we get here where there's an estranged relationship now where a public figure who I know oh so well because Atlanta, like he was a star. He still is a star. He still is a legend for what it's all worth. Like nobody has done not too many people have done what he's done. So I know it from that lens. I don't know it from this lens. So like I said before, there's certain things that as an athlete, you can empathize with other athletes. Like, yeah, this motherfucker here tripping.
Yeah.
Like the motherfucker being the woman. And then there's other things where you do talk to women and you start saying like, nah, ain't nothing like that. How did we get here?
So he's not a very communicative person. And the front that he puts onto the media is not who he really is. And when you try and have a conversation with him, he listens to defend versus listening to understand.
But he don't do media anymore because he's not in the NBA. And he'll go on some podcasts and things of that nature when people want him, but doing media is part of the job. It's not like they do a life story on this nigga. They ask him a couple questions about the game and they move on to the next player. She act like this nigga had really just had a following and the masses listening to him and every journalist lining up to talk to him.
Right.
And when I'm trying to put this as...
Keep that shit motherfucking funky. Like, come on now. Because I think even to the viewer, and
he gets you with litigation. So he wants to keep this image that everyone has of him while destroying Mr. I wanted to put the logo, the Jesus logo on the NBA like logo. He was baby Jesus. And now he's the one who smiled when he played basketball. He's Mr. Happy. I'm Nickelodeon. That's not who he really is. This person is an angry person. And nobody sees that. And that's why, in order to...
So you want the world to see him as angry? You think Barack Obama happy all the time? He walk around smiling and shit all the time too. You don't think he never raised his voice at Michelle? Just keep it real.
To get to hide the true him. And his family knows it.
He got old and bitter.
He just took his daughter from her mama, got her car repossessed, took everything from her. This lady had an entire spa, but then tricked her into the same thing.
He got the child though. If he got the child, if she got all of that shit while having custody of the child, and he got custody of it now, it's just like with you. If you saying you need $200,000 a month in child support, and the daddy is like, just give the child to me, what's the problem? What's the problem? I get it. I don't want to give you $200,000, but the child can come live with me. They don't never like that one.
Thing he tried to get me to do by staying at that house for an extended amount of time to where he could then file papers saying that your residence had changed and that your child is now a resident of your home, but then give you 30 days to leave. I'm not even sure she had 30 days, but the child got to stay because she's now a resident of Georgia. First thing that was when he got granted custody, first thing he asked, can I stop paying child support? That's what it's about. Child support. It's not about the kids. He's never there. He's gone 90% of the time. That's the difference between him and a man. You're in your kids' lives. It's not about money. It's about time.
Get your dollars up with Dollar Up on DraftKings Casino. Then play Dollar Up exclusively available for ProblemGet.org.
If that nigga had all the time in the world, you would still want their money.
Okay, can we? February 16th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, can we do this? And I'm trying not to, I don't want to be messy. Mm-hmm. What comes from this interview comes from this interview. I just don't want no comparables because, like I said, I still respect him.
Why? Okay.
I
can't allow that to be said. Like, I still respect him.
What do you mean? You said why? Because he hadn't heard Dwight's side of the story. He's only hearing your side of the story. He ain't gonna stop liking this nigga because of what you said, and you could be lying. Ain't nobody talk to your son to back this story up. His folks didn't corroborate this. You ain't got the phone call recorded. We just listening to you. And then another reason he would respect him because of his athletic prowess. The man came into the NBA 17, 18, straight out of high school, dominated, won a championship, got gold medals. He was good at his job, slam dunk contest, face of the league for a couple years, made the NBA finals, won one. That's why.
And I respect other athletes knowing the sacrifices because there is sacrifice. I think the biggest issue that men have, not just athletes, but men have, is being able to verbalize when you're not okay. Understanding that it is hard to be able to perform night in and night out, the sacrifices and being able to say, hey, I can't even play with myself to distract myself, but I got to focus on getting to the playoffs because I'm getting ate up where I have to sacrifice something. Mm-hmm. And is it right? You may look at it, or somebody may look at it and say, man, I don't give a fuck. You still got kids. You still have responsibilities and duties. But that's easy for somebody to say who has not been able to relate to the slander, where are your priorities? Are you trying to be the best basketball, football, baseball player you could possibly be? No distractions. And once you click in with that, I've realized in life, in this age of 35, that life is all about balance. Mm-hmm. And not all times was I able to really verbalize things that were happening in real time in my life so that I can at least give you a perspective. Not you, but the person who I was dealing with perspective. I was angry. I was mad. I was triggered. I was going through the same things a lot of other people was doing, but the difference between me and them was I was suffering in silence. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see Superman. Yeah, you see the dab. Yeah, you see the smiles, but I'm crying.
That's another thing they got in common. Both of them call themselves Superman.
In the inside, because the pressure of being that pinnacle of or source that people expect from you is draining so much of you. And the last thing you want to do is come back into your real reality and it not be peaceful. It not be something that you're just like, man, I just want to chill. Man, I want peace. I want flow. You know what I'm saying? And some people aren't able to verbalize that.
So is that what all the cameras and the in and outs are for?
What do you mean?
What's the longest you've gone without seeing or speaking to your child?
Oh, no. That's a great question. I think it was a dark time for me. When I was in New England, I was suffering bad. And it wasn't in specifics of nobody. It was
he
COVID.
Probably didn't talk to anybody.
So you couldn't really travel. And
it was lonely. It was cold. They sucked. The world was down on him, saying he couldn't play no more. He probably didn't talk to nobody.
See people like, and knowing like your son's 17, just imagine having 6 and 7 and 8-year-olds and really 12-year-olds. That's just like, you put them on FaceTime. It's like you talking to them, but they're not talking to you. It's like, hey, daddy. Oh, yeah, good. What you eating? Food. Yeah, it's yummy. And then boom, they put it down and it's like, nigga, I want some more context. Hey.
He got this shit on lock. He got it
Still
down.
He
don't be stuck.
Not long.
8 months.
They're ready to get back to what the fuck
contact?
they were doing.
None. And then being forced to send for 6 weeks. Cameras everywhere.
Forced to what?
And forced to send your child to LA for 6 weeks. They hadn't seen their daddy in 8 months. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Forced to send your son to LA for 6 weeks. How did we get to 6 weeks?
How do you get to being forced if y'all supposed to be co-parenting? You said you were forced to send your son to LA where Dwight was. Why didn't you willingly want to send your son out there? He an NBA kid. He want to live the life too. Now this was, let's see. Man, he would have been about 10 around that time. He's 17 now. No, the NBA bubble was 2024. So he would have been like 13, 14.
Because they said I was denying visitation. Your ass was in LA. We're here. What are you talking about? Well,
she using words. Ma'am, if he had visitation and he in LA and he rich, I'm sure he offered to have his son go to LA to fly him out. First class, had a black SUV, pick him up and everything. I'm sure he was going to go all the way out. You ain't want him to go. So then he had to tell the courts, and then you were forced to send him out there anyway, when you could have just sent him when he wanted him due to the visitation. And you getting all this money from this man, and you still don't want him to see your child. That's how you hoes be getting killed. Y'all play too much.
Orlando.
Yeah, but how was, okay, now this is where I interject as an athlete, and we can have this healthy conversation. If you have one source as the provider, and that provider happens to provide or get the means to provide in another state, in another country, in another city, town, wherever, how else is that person supposed, just help me out. That's
a phone call?
Okay.
I mean, was FaceTime like a big thing back then? But I know we still had video calling, you know what I mean? But it was just nothing. And when I say, is that what all the cameras and in and outs are for? Because whenever you do get that time, why is it always for the cameras? Why do we have to videotape everything? Yeah. And then post, this is where I was with my kids. Everybody smile on 3. All right, going to do whatever you got to do. Right. And then you leave again? So is it really like you trying to be a father to your kids or a father in the face of a nation? two can go at once, but if you choose one side, then stick to that. But it's unfair to keep going in and out of a child's life and giving him Disney dad. And then thinking like, oh, when am I going to go again? And then you don't get to go.
Mm-hmm. Were you guys ever together?
Yeah.
When?
From 2004 until 2006. And then we got back together in 2004, 2006. Yeah. And then that's when I broke up with him.
Okay.
And then we got together and then I had him Braylon in 2007.
So you broke up?
We got back together in 2007.
Okay. So you guys broke up for months or a year?
No, just a couple months because I found out he was cheating on me with one of my teammates.
Mm.
Before, like, we danced together. She used to dance in Houston. Yeah. Yeah. So I was...
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of awkward, but
I found out that's why a lot of them were, like, not talking to me or treating me weird because they knew and didn't tell me. It is cool because one of my teammates ended up marrying the coach. So, yeah.
Wow. Euro step. Let me pass that. How did y'all meet?
It was called Downtown Disney, and we were at the movies. I was going to see The Notebook, and they were going to see I used to say it was Transformers. It's not Transformers, but whatever was out during that time. And yeah.
Who was they?
Him and his friends, the one that's like an inch away from being a midget, and the one with really bad acne.
Okay, I don't know who you're talking about, but
if you know him, you do. Yes, you do. You know he's short.
But
you know, he like my height.
Keep me out of it. I don't want to agree. I don't want to confirm.
Come on, when I put on heels, I can put my chin on his head. Stop playing.
No, that's funny. But I guess what I'm trying to say, y'all met at the movies.
Yeah.
And what happened?
He came up and said that we were in his book. Y'all in my book. That was his hello. Dead ass. And of course we look and, you know, I see him. But my friend that I was with, she's the one who like realized who he was. Because we had just lost like all the games that year. We weren't going back. Right?
What do you mean we're going back?
Because I was with one of my fellow dancers.
Okay.
Yeah. So we turn around and like he's there. Obviously he's somebody. But I did not know him as being a rookie.
No.
I know you're gonna say that, but I know. Oh my God, when people say they didn't know somebody, like I didn't.
This nigga's 6'11", man.
No, I just said I knew he was somebody. I just didn't know who he was.
Oh, okay.
She said he's the rookie. No, but that's what I'm saying. When my friend's like, oh, he's the rookie.
Okay.
That's when. So I think people misconstrue when I was like, oh, I just thought this was a dude. No, like I knew he was somebody. Come on, y'all. I ain't slow. But she was like, he's a rookie, and he had braces and everything, but he was just corny.
Okay. So
I went to no, but I'm just saying this is how it happened.
All right.
I went into my movie and I was actually in a relationship at the time. And he was saying, you had the movie with some N-word. I don't say that word. But
some nigga?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm really not. What are you talking about? And while I'm watching The Notebook, so I'm already emotional. I leave and he's like, by the bathroom when I come out. And he's like, no man should ever make you cry like that. And I was like, thank you. Yeah, I was like, thanks. But then I walk away, you know, no, for real though. No man should really make you cry like that. Thank you. And I went to the movies. After the movies, they were leaning on their car like they in Boys in the Hood.
What kind of car is that? I just want to know.
It was like one of the SUVs, but they were like, yeah.
It gotta be fly. Nigga got money.
But his acne cousin came up to me and was like, hey, you know, my cousin want to holler at you. And I was like, well, why is he not over here? So then he was like, and he walked over here and we started talking. And yes, I gave him my number because I wanted to be petty. I did.
Why?
Because I thought I was going to get back with my boyfriend, but I wanted to be like.
So
I was initially, yeah.
Okay.
But then me and my boyfriend didn't get back together.
But that was a boss up move. You didn't. Who was your boyfriend?
Someone from college.
He wasn't him.
No, but shit, I would have much rather now. What do you mean?
Right, let's stop.
It's not a boss up. I would have rathered that than to be going through the hell.
So now I got to say this because I got to speak up for the fellas. All right. You can't say that he was lame if you gave him play. All right. You can't say anything in question because that's
all he did.
A lot of times women. Because
all he did, you said that nigga was lame, but all he did was say to you twice, a man should make you cry like that. And somehow he got your number. Whether he asked for it or you gave it to him, he wasn't lame. Then she realized, well, this nigga tall as hell. There's only one possible job he could have.
They say after the fact, man, he blah da 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 da, but he fucked. Oh man, he was blah da 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 da, but you was with the motherfucker for da da. But
let him cook.
Sometimes women always say after the fact, man, he blah da 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 da, but he fucked. Oh man, he was blah da 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 da, but you was with the motherfucker for some time. Yeah, he was blah da 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 da, but that sounds like the Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
You
Did I
went
say
back
that
after he cheated.
it was a bad thing? I like corny. I like goofy.
Oh, well, say that.
You didn't let me finish. You said, I'm going to speak up for the men right now. That's what you just did.
Didn't I tell
you said we were going to listen to each other.
Yes.
Okay,
You was not
so-
finna say nothing about you like lame and
But I
corny,
just hate that.
motherfucker.
Now,
You did not
a
say
lot of
anything
women say
behind
that.
it.
Dudes say that shit
Yeah.
too.
You called
Like,
it
humans,
lame.
let's just say humans, they say after the fact, man, she really a hoe. Like, real shit. Fuck her. But it's like, bro, that was the love of your life, bro. Relax. And in this situation, not specifically, but just going off, you said he was lame. You should have quickly followed up, but I like lame, though. I like that.
She
You
didn't. She
no man should
lied,
ever-
Did I say
nigga.
lame?
She quick on her
Corny.
motherfucking
You said
feet, though.
Corny.
Yeah,
She
you should
lied.
have.
I'm a cornball. I'm super corny.
You should have quickly said he was corny,
Okay.
but I like corny. So when he, no,
I
for
mean,
real,
That's not.
nobody should
And
let
she
you
said she
feel
was
like
hoping
that.
she.
And he's like, oh,
Because that's how
Bruh,
he
and she said she was hoping she got back with her ex nigga. So she did think he was lame. She was gonna talk to him for a hot second and then get back with her ex nigga. I like lame.
did it. And it was weird. I literally was like, thank you.
but you liked it though.
Not at that time. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
She likes lame now that she 50.
I
You liked it though.
Not at that time. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I was. Listen,
So why you
I am
telling us
in
you like
the
lame?
movies. Watching The Notebook.
Mhm.
This is a couple who like died together at the end.
They did.
I'm sitting here like, I love you. You know, I'm really thinking like this is a dude I was gonna marry.
Oh,
So when he is really done with me, yeah, I'm in my feelings. Back then, like in your 20s, like you petty as hell. I'm still petty, but like
me too.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna be petty right now. What that dude doing now?
He is married.
Ah,
No, but the girl looked just like me.
ah.
Yeah, her
So
teeth
that's
funny too.
you petty too.
I'm saying the whole teeth thing, all that.
She
Damn.
act like this.
Y'all still talk?
No,
She said he would.
we started
In
talking
her
when I found out
mind-
that he was engaged.
In her mind, she trying to say he still think about me because he got a girl that look just like me. To delusions.
Because he had to see me before. Yeah, he
She
married
ain't
her.
been married yet.
Did y'all have that one last time?
No, we were at Mango's actually slow dancing. Yep, so they turned the lights on. I didn't even know they turned the lights on at Mango's, but yeah,
I don't know where Mango's is.
it's an honor.
True.
Yes.
You see how I got the date on the thumbnail? You see how I got the date and stuff?
I see that.
That's pretty studious. That we professional over here. I told you I've been learning how to make thumbnails. I have. Yup. You got to subscribe in person, but they don't teach in the schools no more. Y'all probably don't even recognize it because they don't teach it no more.
Good job, Trey. Good job.
And I realized I didn't have no overlays neither for when strange people be trying to hit the link and stuff. So
you did?
I got an official overlay. Yes, I have one. I got my overlays. They these the things that I just be putting over the screen, kind of. Those little thingies there. Now I probably could have did that and been able to get away with Cam. Neither one of those, but fuck it, I was flexing.
Oh God.
Flexing my artwork. Hold on, let me drop the link. Mr. Wonder had told me to talk about this about 2 weeks ago. Paste. Bam. Payback is a bitch. Melissa chose violence. Damn, can't she talk at her own speed? Why didn't he tell her he liked men? That's an interesting question. Why the fuck did she stay when she found out he liked me and no?
Money.
But y'all saw each other at Mango's.
Yeah, because he was
had that moment, like
because he was like, I miss you. And, Yep.
It was so,
we were supposed to go to lunch on that Monday. And I got ghosted. And then next thing I know, I see engagement photos. Ow. I was devastated. Yeah.
So you bossed up with the rookie of the year.
Okay, back to the story.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all get together.
Future Hall of Famer.
You're still dancing, actively dancing and dating him at the same time.
No, I took that year off.
Why?
Because we had just lost like all the games, and I
Well,
wanted to do something.
Just explain to me that about a dancer, like how.
So, one, I hate how it is right now, where everyone's like, "Oh, they got to put on more clothes because you're exploiting women." We know what we tried out for. That's why I love the Dallas Cowboys. We wanted to dance on that court in booty shorts and half tops and be sexy in boots. That's what we signed up for. So this change sucks. But we also do it because we enjoy entertaining people. And if you're losing every single game, nobody's coming. So you're like wasting your time, because we don't do it for the check, because there's no money in it.
Yeah, they get like $50 to $100 a game, and there's 42 of them just. I think their makeup and stuff may be provided, but they don't get no real money for it. But what they do get is access to about 50 millionaires on any given game night. That's including the owners of the team, all of them, the rich people that get the boxes. They got direct access to all the players on the visiting and home team. So yeah, they got access. That's typically who those NBA players go for first, the dancers. And then they go into the crowd. I know, because I used to do security for the Grizzlies, and yeah, that's just how it go. Pau Gasol had he had it. That nigga had the finest gal on the dance squad. Now I don't know who had it a year before he got there, but when he got there, he put that on lock. He took her to LA with him. She came up.
Just for explain that for the people. What does the check look like? What does the preparation look like? What is the routine? What is the ask of a?
So when I danced for Orlando, it was a rookie was $50 a game, and then you had to do 36 free community service hours, or promo hours that they would say.
They ended up doing those hours whenever the players go out to do something at a school or something. They have a cheerleader or two to get their hours. So yep, the rate's still the same. I mean, like $50 to $100 a game. They get to keep the outfits and all that shit. They pretty much they do it for the promotion, and because they close to all the millionaires. Because it's a lot of owners of these teams fucking the cheerleaders. Let's just be clear.
And then you had to. Then it was $25 an hour. But clearly, if nobody in Orlando knows the dancers, but we weren't getting booked like that. So all those 36.
It's contingent on the success of the
team.
Exactly.
Okay, yes, I see.
Exactly. And also because, again, you had to do 36 for free. So if you only need 2 girls per event, you're going to always have somebody that's willing to do it for free. You see what I'm saying? So you got paid for game. It was just for the experience. And I went on tour at Cherry Vanilla Dr. Pepper. Now the Heat paid a little bit more. The Heat, I got 85 to start. We got 25 a rehearsal, and then it was 150 it was $150 an hour for promos, which was like birthday parties, and we did get quite a few of those. But they were like 2 hours. And then if it was a Heat event, it was just, I think, like a set, like 150.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm interested. Mm-hmm. What's the creme de la creme of cheerleading that?
For football, it's definitely Dallas.
Okay.
For sure. Hands down. And I mean, unapologetically, like they know what look they're going for, and they don't care about the scrutiny they get because they are who they are because they stuck to it.
Caucasian?
No, not just Caucasian.
What is it?
It's the body type. It's the height. Just like the Rockettes. You can't be 5'2" and be a Rockette because it's going to look weird. Right? It's not about even a prejudice necessarily. Okay. It's about a look. And that's why people want to be them, because they are that team. Mm. And somebody, you know, that's 5 feet, okay, you know, they know that they would never get it because they just didn't get that height.
Damn.
But that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very, very rare that you find people paying to go see. I'm not going there. Nope. Never mind.
You ain't keeping it funky.
Because of nope. Let's just say there is a look that makes them get that gets them paid. And you can't scrutinize something that has been successful for that long. It's a reason. They didn't fold.
Okay. Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
What other franchises have, like?
For
it don't matter,
NBA
or football.
For NBA, I would say I used to say the Heat.
LeBron, D Wade, Chris Bosh, or just the Heat in general?
In general, like when I was there. Mm-hmm. I mean, just the whole intro, and then like the dancers and the outfits, and just the entire thing was a production. The intro was like a movie, you know? And then you go to some of these games and it's just, we have a Jumbotron and some lights. What? That's boring.
So if you are a dancer or a choreographer, what's the word? Choreographer. Mm-hmm. It will be of a flex to say, I was a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader.
Absolutely.
I was a Miami Heat dancer.
Yes.
Any other teams that we're missing?
I mean, really, if you say an NBA team in general, like if you're at that top level, you know, because they also have the D-League dancers. And then you have the Arena Football League dancers. Like those professional, those high-level teams. To say that you dance for any of them is a flex, but Dallas Cowboys, you would probably be like, yes, ma'am.
So back to the task at hand.
Yes.
So y'all broke up, got back together, and you broke up because he cheated, but you got back with him knowing that he did cheat. Thinking that
well, he begged me because I had gotten suspended. So like when I got back from overseas, like my phone was blown up. And I mean, he had been texting me over the time or whatever, but that particular time he was like, he had been blowing up my phone. And I ended up finding out because they had their game in Miami. And he just was begging to see me. And so I'm asking but I'm asking him, like, should I know how to feel about this? He was like, just go hear him out, man. Just go hear him out. It seemed like he really sorry. And I went and I heard him out, and then I was getting ready to leave. And then it was like, can I have a hug? And the hug turned into hand movements.
No accountability.
Turned into kisses on the neck and
notebook shit.
Yeah. Now I'm pregnant.
Yeah, Laker girl and Dallas Cowboy cheerleader are like 1A, 1B.
With that, you knew what you was getting yourself into.
What you mean?
You knew exactly who he was.
Yeah.
Okay. But you still pursued.
Yeah, because I wanted to forgive him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're pregnant. Obviously, that whole transition is y'all have the baby. Are y'all back together now, or you got pregnant while y'all was just a fling?
No, I got pregnant the day that we talked, like at the hotel in Miami. That was the day I got pregnant. Yeah, but then
y'all ain't seen each other for how long at this time?
A few months.
What's a few? Give me a 10.
I'm trying to remember.
6
like
months.
I want to say that happened. I found out around like December, and that game was in March.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boy went bareback Ben on his ass. Hey, makeup sex is a motherfucker. Boy, you hear me? That's the best sex. I ain't gonna cap. It ain't the first time. It ain't, you know what I'm saying, vacation. It's that makeup sex because there's so much passion. It's so much endorphins that's going. Yeah.
Okay.
Overrated. Nigga don't want to argue that.
Okay, so
makeup sex.
It happens. Y'all relationship is taking off.
Sex.
Well, for like those few weeks before I found out, yeah.
So y'all you double back, boom, boom, boom.
No, but we were. I mean, I was dancing. He was still playing.
Yeah.
But like, you know, we would like talk all the time.
Yeah, it wasn't a situation where that night happened
No, we didn't. We hadn't had no.
So that's another rejuvenation.
Yeah, but we hadn't because we were both working.
Okay.
But we were talking every. I tried to call him, but he wouldn't answer. And then I text him.
How y'all go from talking every day and then constantly talking and then he just don't?
He just wouldn't answer.
Did you tell him? Did you text him? Like that don't match. Because there's I'm trying to paint a picture of it.
Oh no, you're right. I did text him first. I texted him and I said, I'm pregnant. Yes.
And what?
Oh, no, around the time that he was with this other girl. Yeah.
And the plot thickens.
Yeah. And she was actually, never. Huh? But yeah.
She was what?
She about to say the other girl was a man.
Little different.
Okay. She tried to say it was a man.
Huh? But yeah.
She was what?
She was a little different.
Okay. So he's what I'm trying to get you to understand. He was already what you knew him to be. Of women and men.
But wait a damn minute. If I'm hearing this correctly, you text this nigga, you pregnant. You find out he like trannies. You had a baby, and y'all still got back together. Y'all had the baby because you said y'all had the makeup sex, and you got pregnant. I don't know if y'all was together after the makeup sex or whatever, but you said this is also the time you found out we were cheating with the other girl, but she was a little different. So you still had this baby. You had time to get rid of it because this nigga like dick. And you got back with him?
I told you what it was for, what it was about. I'm just saying. That's why I don't understand these women. They deal with these type of situations. As long as the money is as long as the money is good, as long as the dude doing what they want, they get babies and everything. She's knowing what it is, and she dealt with it. Then when the money run out and you can't get the money, all of a sudden you want to talk. You want to talk about all this old shit. You want to talk, but you knew this shit. You knew it, and you stayed there and you dealt with it. That's why I can't respect it. I can't respect it. I'm sorry.
She says she need her coins, truth.
Well, I get she need her coins. I get that.
They deny it.
But I get needing her coins, but what? You sell your soul for coins, you sell your dignity, you sell your body, because basically you're selling your body because you're sleeping with a man that like to fuck men. So you putting yourself at risk, then you're having babies. When you go out there and get your own coin, this girl, from what I remember, wasn't she like a cheerleader for a professional, the Lakers or something? She was a cheerleader or something.
Orlando Magic and a couple other teams.
And then allegedly, supposedly, she was this cheerleader, she was this dancer, she was this actress. She did she did he wasn't loving hip hop, basketball wise, all this stuff. You're able to make your own money. Now, let's be clear: with you having a child with this man, you are definitely entitled for him to help you take care of that child. But as far it wasn't, listen, that woman ain't stayed with that man because of that baby. She made that baby to be able to stay with that man. Okay, let's just be clear.
Yeah, because she just told y'all she was making $50 a game, and then she took a year off because they wasn't even doing it. Her high school boyfriend wasn't an NBA player.
Weird.
All the stuff you just named, she was able to do. All the TV shows and shit came.
Yeah, she's supposed to be what? A dancer, an actress. She's supposed to be all that. I remember all this when she was
as a dancer.
Huh?
That's how he met her. She danced for the team he was drafted to.
Yeah.
Now she claimed she didn't know who the hell he was, but she had no TV shows and none of that shit prior to her dating this nigga.
Right.
But she was dancing though. She was a cheerleader. I want to say that. I don't want nobody to think she was stripping. She was a cheerleader for the
Yeah, she was a
Orlando
cheerleader.
Magic.
Yep.
They like, watch out.
Like, no, you think you're going to be different. You're going to be the one to like make him do right. He's really sorry. But yeah, he said I was asleep.
He said he was asleep.
Yeah, that was his response.
For not calling in 2 days?
Yeah.
Fuck is he? A polar bear?
That. Okay. But he wasn't asleep because he had just played a game in Milwaukee.
All right. So now what? Now the phase of breaking the news. That's where we are.
His response after that was, I thought you were on birth control. No, you didn't. He knew I wasn't on birth control.
How did he know?
Because I had told him that even when we first started dating.
Yeah, but that was a couple months.
No,
things change every day.
Nope. He knew that I was not on birth control.
You know,
I was very. He always knew. He always knew. I'm getting that. He always knew I wasn't, and not just me, but he always knew. But that's always his go-to statement. It was almost like people talk about trapping, and it's like, oh no, you can't trap me because I was a little person. You know, I was too small to get trapped. It was me trapping him. No, this is a person who asked me if he could keep me, like I'm on Casper. I had a whole career. So again, talk about this girl. And he was like, I thought you were, on birth control. And then it was, I told him I did not want to keep the child. And he said, okay. And I said, but I don't have the money. I just told you how much we as dancers made. It's not much, especially when you got to pay rent and you got a car.
And that is financially in your life.
No.
Y'all are just seeing each other when y'all could. Y'all talking constantly. He's not paying your phone bill.
No.
Nothing.
He was never paying anything for me. If we went out, yes, he would pay for dinner and stuff like that. But he was not putting money in my hand. He might have given me some Adidas stuff. You know what I mean? Might have. He gave me some Adidas stuff. But it was never like, oh, take my card and go shopping. It was never that. So it was nothing.
How did you find out that you was pregnant?
I was at practice one day, and ironically, she's like, oh my God, Royce, your boobs are getting like so big. And I was like, what? Really? Because I didn't hear that ever. And I went to Walgreens on my way home. And I called my brother's then girlfriend. And I was like, I need some help. Like, I'm really scared. She's like, we got this. We got this. Found out I was pregnant. I lost it. No, we don't got this.
A white woman telling you your boobs getting bigger. In your head said, go get a pregnancy test. All right.
I was, oh my God, I called my mom and she started crying and she was hollering, what did you do? What's going on? I was like, I'm pregnant. She's like, oh, I thought you were going to say you killed somebody. That's how frantic I was. But he said that the reason I had to call and tell them was because he kept saying he was going to give me the money, but only if I came down to Orlando. And I was like, I can't do it in Orlando.
Why not?
Because I didn't want to be around like my family. But then I agreed to it. And I said, okay, well, let's do it this day. And I'm just going to go and come back real fast because I'm thinking that's what I can do. And he ghosted again. Now, mind you, when I first told my mom that day, she was like, she would help me if I told my dad. That's not going to happen. So I'm then reaching out to him like, yo, what are we going to do about this? And he just would ghost me.
Like these ghosting phases were days?
The entire time. Like I did not hear from him again until I was like maybe 5 months.
What?
Yeah. Yes. And that was when it wasn't even him. It was the Magic that reached out to me asking if I would take a prenatal or what is it? Not a prenatal.
Paternity?
Yeah, but the one where they can like go do the early testing.
I have no idea.
They asked me if I would do that. And my doctor was like, absolutely not. It's dangerous. And I was like, I have no problem taking it after the child is born. And I didn't.
The pre-DNA test.
These people tried to offer me money to say that it wasn't his. They offered to move me away and get me a bunch of stuff so I wouldn't have to worry. They still were like, when I tried to have like my baby shower and I had my registry and all that stuff, I had to take his name off the registry.
Now she's saying she wanted to have an abortion, but she didn't have one because he didn't pay for it because she didn't want to tell her daddy so her parents could help her with it. But she wanted to have one. So she wasn't against the idea.
When I had the invitations, I had to take his name off the invitations, like the last name, my child's last name.
Invitations to what?
To my baby
A
shower.
baby shower?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, it could be nothing to do with him.
But if he was, I don't know.
Why not help me then? If you know what I'm saying? You knew I wasn't on birth control. You said you were going to help me. You kept saying you were going to help me.
It's sad to have that conversation now, but like, if y'all was under that understanding, and I don't want to say.
How was he constantly saying he was going to help you if you said you got ghosted throughout the entire process from the time you told him that you was pregnant till you was 5 months?
Sound misogynistic or like mute to a real situation, but like y'all was in agreement. That's when you got to over communicate.
What do you think I was trying to do?
Yeah.
I was on my sidekick, like going in, like, hello, aim, T-mail, text, like all that. Calling his cousin his midget friend. Yeah. His best friend is like went to the little Full Sail place. I'm calling all of them.
Damn.
Yeah.
So basically, they went through a phase of
smoking the shit out this cigar.
You ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
F-A-N-F-O.
Oh, fuck around and find out?
They fucked around and found out. What was that process like?
So when I had my son, I was actually in labor for over 54 hours. And they knew when I went into the hospital. Said nothing. And they knew I went in the hospital because his heart rate was dropping. And I remember being home and having to throw something down the stairs because I couldn't speak. And my brother was staying with me. So he's the one who got me down my little condo stairs into the car and took me to the hospital. They knew all of this. Not once did anybody check on me, check on the baby, nothing. But once they found out he was born, his mother sends a text, send me a picture, not congratulations, not is Royce okay? And I had him be a C-section because I wouldn't dilate. But sent the picture. And I told my mom, I was like, just send it, because I'm still being hopeful, you know? And her response was then, that's my grandbaby, look just like him. I said, that's weird because all babies look alike when they're born. So, but then she sent a side-by-side. And again, I think they all look alike, but no, they really looked alike. And I was like, okay, well, maybe now things, mom, dad, maybe now things will get better and he'll at least help out. Because he wasn't doing anything, never made an appointment, never nothing.
Okay, so let me ask this question too. What do you come from? Meaning are your parents together?
Mm-hmm.
They've always been together?
Yes. My mom has only ever been with my dad.
My mom too. So that makes my situation a little worse then.
I just think it's unfortunate.
Damn.
I feel like you at least had to have one. Just to make sure.
A comparable,
a side by side. I'm saying, because are you is it really somebody, but hey, she really happy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you came from, that two-parent home. You wanted that for yourself.
In a sense, yes. I do not crave a relationship like my parents, even though they've been together forever. I don't want my relationship to be like that.
Why not?
It's just, there's certain ways that my dad speaks to my mom sometimes that I just don't appreciate. I don't think it's a lot of respect there sometimes. And, I love my dad.
Yeah.
My dad was on the show and he means well, but that saying hurt people hurt people. I think because my dad has been through so much, and I think with all the books that he's written, but never got them published, with all the ideas he's had, but never been able to bring them to fruition, I think it's just made him depressed and yeah, and I find times when I'm just my mom is supposed to be your comfort. Why are you making her your punching bag?
You making your mom the punching bag.
Yeah,
or your dad is making
my mom the punching bag. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I'm just
not physically though, but just emotionally.
No, yeah. Just the things he says. And I'm just Mom, what are you doing? Just cuss his ass out one time. My aunt will say the same thing. He just need to get his ass cussed the fuck, and I'm very much like my aunt, but she always tells me your mom is so much like your grandmother was. Very submissive and, just did not like to argue. Just, okay. okay, was always like the peacemaker. I'm not always a peacemaker. Sometimes I'm going to raise hell.
Right. Now, side by side, as this is happening, right? Knowing what my intel of learning about this situation, some would say possibly you could have felt a certain type of way being that he was with somebody else.
That's not it at all.
But you knew he was with somebody else.
No.
Not knowing, or he wasn't?
I found out when the world found out.
You said you knew he was cheating.
That's what you're talking about. Like,
you said y'all weren't together because he had cheated. And you said that he was begging you back, and you finally agreed one time, and then he was rubbing and touching, and it led to sex, and you got pregnant. They be lying.
him with Amy or Amber?
Okay.
Yes. I found out when the world found out through like Scrappy's little video that was posted. That's how I found out. But prior to that, he was still messing with me. Not like that. Oh, no.
What do you mean, like messing?
Like yelling at my son and talking and like sending little subliminal messages through people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And like just fucking with his head. And like I said, the PlayStation party. Like, why are you arguing with him in front of his friends? That's why I just finally just jumped out. And everything else that fell behind him, I mean, just sorry. But I told him to bring his ass outside. We gonna handle this between us. But he didn't want to do that. So I threw the stone at his glass house and everybody went down.
Come on,
what?
Royce. You can't do that.
Why?
Not like that though.
So just let someone keep punching
I'm not saying that. I'm not hear this out for me. What you with that, and come on outside, bring your punk ass outside. Like, let me throw something just to get your attention. Understand, I understand the root of what you was trying to do, but understand the actions that could possibly, what are you gonna put him in and what are you gonna put yourself in? It's gonna be an apology waiting to happen, whether or not then, but sooner or later down the line, it's not right.
Never.
But you're putting you guys in a situation where you're angry because of his actions, and that is stemming and triggering something for you. So it's like, man, fuck that. I want what you want. I want all the smoke.
I will take all the smoke when it comes to my child. Absolutely.
But that smoke is not healthy. It's because
you're right. So then leave us the fuck alone. I've said that from day one. I said it from day one when I did the first video. I said all I wanted him to do was leave me alone. He wouldn't leave me alone. He kept me in court, taking everything from me as I tried to better myself, as I tried to pull myself out of this stuff after I've been forced to stay in Florida by that agreement.
What did he take from you exactly?
I built a company, a successful company.
The only thing he could have taken from you, because y'all were never married, y'all were just boyfriend, girlfriend, you got pregnant. The only thing he could have taken from you was child support payment decreases, and the judge had to grant it. What do you mean? What did he take from you exactly? Because according to you, you didn't have money to get an abortion. Just your story. You didn't have money to get no abortion, ma'am. So apparently you weren't living the high life. So what is he taking from you? If you was getting $50,000 a month and it got cut to $25,000, it ain't take nothing from you. You had never done anything in your life to earn $25,000 a month. You fucked to get $25,000 a month. You said these people was paying you $50 per home game to dance. And y'all had to do community service on top of it. And you ain't had the money for no abortion. They a couple $100. The motherfuckers ain't $1,000.
I wrote a book.
Took from me.
Yes, I did. Pull myself out of this stuff after I've been forced to stay in Florida by that agreement. I built a company, a successful company. I wrote a book. Yes, I did a show. But guess where all that money went? Into litigation, because he hated seeing me come up. So when you ask why,
man, I don't know what the fuck just happened. Ma'am, you came up. I don't know what the hell just happened. Ma'am, you came up off his name. What the fuck are you talking about? It was his name that you came up off of. The book had all his stories in it. You ain't talk about no other celebrities in that motherfucker. It was just
stay in Florida by that agreement. I built a company, a successful company. Book. Yes, I did a show. But guess where all that money went? Into litigation because he hated seeing it come up. So when you ask, why am I doing this? Because nah, I have tried so fucking hard to live. And you keep doing this shit behind closed doors, like that throw the rock, hide your hand. He's sitting there beating us up. At all. I think she's 100% his type. 100%. But this ain't about that. This is about how you treat people and how you destroy them in court and try to hush them and silence them while you out here portraying Dancing with the Stars. What? Hell, not.
Is it safe to say that you're angry?
I am passionate. I'm past anger.
She not angry. She's passing it. She's past the anger phase, but she wanted to let the world know how angry Dwight is because he smiles all the time, but he's really angry. She ain't smiling at all, and she says she's past anger.
I'm passionate now. I was angry when I was sitting there still trying to deal with his ass privately. After, yes, quarantine, when people ask, oh, why do you keep going back? It ain't no keep going back. It was 2009 and then 2020. Yes, I thought that he changed because of how he was acting after Mimi passed.
It was 2009 and then 2020. So 11 years had passed. And again, you knew about all the men and dancing and dresses and gay tendencies, and you still got back with this nigga in 2020. Now, in 2020, he was playing for the Lakers. That's when he won the championship in the bubble. That's when you was complaining, saying you had to send him out to LA. It could have been 2021 because the bubble was in Florida, but before the bubble happened, that was business as usual. He only played in LA 2 years. He won that championship in the bubble. He played the next year for them. They sucked. Then he was out of there.
All of us thought he changed. He put on this whole front. It was like, it's about the kids, you know, God has come to me. Like, I mean, y'all, he put it on thick. And at first I had said no, but when Mimi passed and he started calling and I don't know what to do. That's not crying.
Who was Mimi?
Melissa, she was the 5th baby mother.
Okay.
Yes. But he's not crying and all this on the phone. And you start to feel bad. And like, well, damn, the world is really about to shut down. I have a whole boyfriend, but he done got me worried. But my boyfriend, he's like, well, I can't come there. He's like, if you really do feel like that, I'm against it. But if you feel like you just really need to.
So you left your boyfriend and get back with him in 2020 because his 5th baby mama died. I thought you was about to say his mama and his grandma or somebody. It was his 5th baby mama. And there was another. I need to call my baby mamas and see if I can get some pussy because my 4th baby mama died. I did not know that was a thing. Maybe I should try that. They may give me some sympathy pussy. Work for Dwight Howard.
To go somewhere, then go.
Damn.
So I went. He told me to leave the second day after he told me that, after I told him about the story he told us about LeBron. He was like, you need to leave now. Why? He's like, because he's going to try and manipulate him or manipulate all of y'all. And I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, for him to tell you a story like that, he's like, Royce, why? Why did you need to know that?
Who? No, I'm sorry, I'm not following. It was a subtle LeBron.
He said that LeBron was not really crying or sad about Kobe passing. He said on the plane he had no emotion, and he was like, he was just like chilling, like everybody on the plane is upset, and LeBron was just straight face. He's like, the only time he got emotion was when he walked off the plane, and I think he walked off last.
Who cares?
Why?
Who cares? He ain't have to crack us. Kobe died. But again, this is just extra stuff. Why the world need to know this? Now you want him and LeBron to be beefing.
It's like because he's going to try and manipulate him or manipulate all of y'all. I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, for him to tell you a story like that, he's like, Royce, why? Why did you need to know that?
Who? No, I'm sorry, I'm not following.
We ain't know what stories he talking about.
There's a subtle LeBron thrown in there.
He said that LeBron was not really crying or sad about Kobe passing. He said on the plane he had no emotion, and he was like, he was just like chilling, like everybody on the plane is upset, and LeBron was just straight face. He's like, the only time he got emotion was when he walked off the plane, and I think he walked off last, and he got in a car and like was like this. There's a video. He was like, that's the only time he had emotion. Okay. So when I told my boyfriend that story, he said, you need to leave. He's like, why would you need to know that? Why would he tell you that? And I was like, well, why would he lie about something like that? That's crazy. I'm like, but I mean, it's not going to change any way I feel. But
her boyfriend advice was, you need to leave, because why he tell you that? He just be a chatty patty. But you repeating it now, all these years later, it's really weird. But continue.
But it was also my son's favorite player. He always talked about LeBron. He wanted his sneakers. So when you look back on the shit that he was doing while we were in that house, he was planting seeds from the beginning. So now you're telling our son, who thinks of LeBron as his hero.
So you trying to say your son, well, you trying to say Dwight was jealous because your son liked LeBron, but Dwight chose to go to LA. He wasn't traded or none of that. He was a free agent, and he chose to go to LA and team up with LeBron. And I'm pretty sure Braylon been a LeBron James fan his whole life. It ain't just happened when his daddy got to LA. So if he was jealous of the man, he never would have teamed up with him. I think he actually, there was probably more incentive for him to go play with LeBron, because remember, he played in LA with Kobe and it ain't turned out well. It didn't turn out well at all. So he had all the reasons in the world to avoid LA, but he went back. Is it maybe because Braylon's favorite player was LeBron and he had just went to LA? Could that be? I don't know.
Bro, that he's just a cold person.
But I hate that LeBron just caught it straight, though.
Yeah, exactly. For what?
Yeah,
because that's my son's favorite player?
You called
mother. I'm at the point of
ma'am, you missed the point. He's saying LeBron caught a stray because you wanted to tell that story in this interview, and it really didn't need to be brought up. Because when you said shit, he didn't even know what the fuck was going on. And you had to explain, no, this is my boyfriend told me, because this is what he told me. They said it ain't need to be brought up. You could have told him that off air.
This conversation that it almost feels wrong a little bit.
So imagine living it.
Okay.
It's wrong. You're right.
Yeah.
It makes you uncomfortable, right? I don't even feel right talking about this anymore. Imagine living it.
Whatever. You ain't
Okay,
had no
so
problem with
during
it. The Cam
this
said
time that we're at
something.
right now, you guys were staying together, or you said in the house? Was that a house that he
It's
provided?
the
for you?
estate that he has here in Georgia.
Okay.
And I was in the guest house of the estate, which is just like across like something maybe this big, right? I was there because I had my pets,
Yeah.
right? Christine was in the house. Dwight was in the house. And
Who was
the
Christine?
nanny, she, oh my God, y'all. She's number 4.
So you and so
No, she's number 3.
but that's the
You
another
act
baby
like
mother.
you
Yeah.
know all this
And all
nigga
y'all were
baby
staying in the same
mama.
house.
Yeah.
With all the kids.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Well,
this
just
was
2 moms
but this was
during,
during COVID.
yes.
Okay, that's
And it
not
would have been 3.
Boy.
that's not
So baby mama number 5 died. Which one are you? And how come these other women ain't out here cutting up about Dwight? You did say he got custody of one because she tricked some shit. Maybe this is who you talking about, Christine. But I ain't seen none of his other baby mamas on the tour sitting on the couch with you. Why won't they team up with you? Just curious. It's just you.
normal.
Right.
Because the whole city or the whole world shut down. And there was quarantine.
Right.
All right.
That's why we went.
Okay.
So that's where we are. And that conversation that happened. And this is the one where people get on me. Just a couple of days later was when I walked in on a conversation that was being had with my child about his sexual organs and about him being a virgin and where his G-spot was. And I felt like that was a very inappropriate conversation to be having with a 12-year-old.
Ma'am, who gives a fuck what you think? His daddy was teaching him about sex. Now that whole G-spot shit, that's if you telling the truth, that's weird as fuck. But you do realize 12-year-olds are having babies. 12-year-olds are having sex, ma'am. And you feel like it's inappropriate, even though you know 12-year-olds are having babies. Somebody's 12-year-olds are having babies, male and female. But you think that's an inappropriate conversation. And that's why we have 12-year-olds having babies, because don't nobody talk to them because they think they too fucking young. Instead of people saying, well, I know it was always a little hot ass gal and they was having babies young 50 years ago. So chances are they're still going to have them young. So you might want to educate to do prevention.
So
Question, lady. I don't know how old you are, but I'm sure you remember a time when they taught sex ed in school. Now, when I got it, by the time I got to high school, they wasn't teaching that shit. But what grade or what age were they teaching sex ed back in the day? Was it middle school? Was it high school? Asking for a friend. Because in 9th grade, you're 14.
I blew up. I got angry, but then I was called soft.
Stop.
You know
stop.
what I was doing when I was?
Hold on, stop. You walked in on this conversation?
Yes.
Like
bunch of dudes and my child. Yes.
So it wasn't just him.
No. There was a bunch of dudes, including him, with my 12-year-old son.
Well, at least he wasn't Lil Boosie and he got a prostitute bought for him.
So why didn't I leave then? Because I'm in this house full of dudes and they're telling me my son is soft. Oh no, you need to like, Royce, you know what we was doing when we was in middle school? You know, they all talking like the boys. I wasn't a boy. So I'm like.
And you're still not a boy. So if they convinced you that it wasn't bad then and you were cool with it, why are you upset with it now? Why are you just saying, well, that's why I didn't leave. I know I felt this thing was wrong and that my son was being wrongly influenced, but I didn't leave because all the homies said, oh, no, you don't know. And so I stayed. Is it wrong or you stayed because you were convinced to?
Well, have I been babying him? I'm second guessing myself because it's not just one person, that disagrees with me. It's all the dudes. Mm-hmm. So of course, me as a woman, I'm like, well, maybe, his dad hasn't been in his life. Maybe this is a conversation that he would be having with him on a natural basis. I just didn't know how they had it. Because again, I can only raise my son and teach him how to treat a woman, but I can't raise him how to be a man. I don't pee standing up.
But how do we get to G-spots?
I have no idea. That's what I walked into.
Okay. And we're still in quarantine.
So wait, I'm pretty sure when you walked in, the conversation stopped, but you said you heard a lot. You said you heard a lot. No, the conversation would have stopped when you came in, but you managed to hear about G-spots, and you said the other organs and all of this other stuff. It seemed like a pretty long conversation. Ain't adding up.
Yes.
Okay.
But again, that's why I didn't leave. Because I thought I was the problem. I ended up going home for Mother's Day. And then I came back. When I came back, it was like, so let me rewind a little bit because I did skip some stuff. We went to Mimi's funeral. He told her family that he was going to take care of everything. He did not. At all.
Why you hate? Why are you just telling everything?
I have pictures in my phone right now of us at the funeral because I'm thinking these are pictures he's going to want. Right? And during this time, he's been saying things like, I want you to be the matriarch. Now, mind you, it's been a couple weeks now. So we've been going to therapy. We've been working out. Like, we hadn't done anything. But we were getting along.
Y'all building y'all are rebranding you guys' relationship. Y'all are in the same house. Y'all have communication. Y'all are having a relationship where communication.
And she also knows Dwight is not going to respond to none of this shit. He not going to refute her or nothing. He ain't going to say shit. She knows that 100%. He ain't going to say nothing ever.
Dialogue, no sex.
Right.
Nothing intimate.
Right.
Or is it?
No.
You know what I'm saying? But also, too, there's another woman in the house. Is she also a part of these healthy conversations?
No. He was having them separately. So she thought she was having the same situation like I was. But she didn't know that he was talking to me that way, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
So even though we would all work out together and we would have therapy sessions, then together. It would be but then
so one him and two.
It was all of us that would do the therapy sessions. Right. It was all of us because we'd be by the lake. And then it would be all of us working out, with the kids.
Yeah.
But then it was in those moments, I just want to hang out with you and Braylon so you can get that time. I just want to hang out with you and Trey so we can get that time, just y'all, or just us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So even when you might see them together, you're thinking oh, he's just, spending time with him. Trey deserves to have his time. Braylon deserves to have this, right?
Right.
And by now, the grandmother has now brought David, which is number 5, the son. Mimi's son. Okay. Yeah, so he's now at the house. And it's a circus. But in between those circus moments, it was like he would find these little tidbits of intermission. And that's when he would get in your head and say, I can see us together. What do you think about trying again? Are you against it? Stuff like that.
Okay.
And then offering you every dream you've ever had, every want that you've ever wanted in terms of your career. I can get Braylon a trainer. I know Tyler Perry. We good friends. I can get you a house out here if you don't want to stay at the estate. all these things. And I'm thinking
it was money. You were driven by money. Now keep in mind, this is back in 2020. You said y'all stopped talking in 20. Y'all was whatever y'all did early, it stopped in 2009, you said. And then it reconvened in 2020. It definitely was all about the money, ma'am. All about the Benjamins. And you had a boyfriend. You talking about you worried about, well, he can do this and I know this and Dwight was, I don't know. He had a house in Atlanta, but he was, I don't know what he did when he was in LA, but he had a house in Atlanta. That's why he was talking about Tyler Perry and all of that good stuff.
Well, shit, it can't get any worse than what it was.
If he was trying to play basketball and things of that, well, he said Tyler Perry must have been for you, but he was saying getting his son a trainer for something. He's around NBA staff all day. Who better to train him than someone that works in the NBA?
Than him suing me every year. Maybe he has changed. Surrender flag, please. So I did think about it until that party.
Before the party. Was this after or before? And I'm sorry to go back. This is me as the concerned person hearing this. Was this after you walked into the G-spot conversation?
Yep.
After?
Yep.
So even after that, you said it was, whoa, what are y'all talking about? And now it's getting weird. I ain't gonna lie. It's weird for me even asking this shit. But was it just a talk or was it like
a demonstration?
Like, what was the, okay. What was it? What about the conversation or what about what you witnessed was the question?
I walked in on the G-spot part.
So you just heard G-spot. That's all you heard.
Well, the whole sentence, like, you know, your G-spot is in your anus. Like,
man, ain't no man in the history of talking about the birds and the bees with their motherfucking son and told them they G-spot is in their ass. Hell no. Not with the homies there either. This bitch is lying. Nope. You had if you had just left it at G-spot, we'd have been there because we would have been thinking that maybe he was telling them where the gal G-spot was. But you saying that, nope, not buying it. Nope. Nope. Ain't gonna believe it. She lying. Stop it, ma'am.
That's what I walked in on. And I immediately went off. But as I'm going off, other things are being said. Like, it's nothing wrong with telling him that. Do you know what I was doing? You know, like all these other stories coming out. Like, this is how men talk. Like,
you ain't say you was going off at first.
You've been babying him. He had you his whole life.
Men do not talk like that. I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? I was a single mom.
He got all these other sons and ain't nobody else got this recollection of hearing this conversation. None of his other boys would tell you he didn't have this conversation with them. Man, stop it.
You know, like, hey, I guess this is what he's missing, you know? But now hindsight, 2020, when
Ma'am, you heard grown men telling your child that the G-spot is in the booty and you thought maybe this is what he missing. Really? They need to take your motherhood license, ma'am. You are unqualified. If you heard them statements, if for real, you heard them statements, and the first thing that ran across your brain because some niggas was in there talking was maybe this is what he's missing. You don't deserve kids. I'm sorry.
I asked my dad, like, did you have this conversation with my brother? Not like that.
No,
You know, like, nah. He was like,
I just told you, no men talk to their sons about G-spots being in their booty hole. What the fuck? Hell no, they gotta find that shit out on their own. We ain't telling them that shit. Ew. Ew.
never about anything. No.
That's real questionable.
But again.
But let me ask you this though, because from the videos that I saw on TikTok, and I quote or might misquote, but it was something on the lines where you mentioned there were sexual acts that he wanted you to participate in and said you didn't feel comfortable, but you still did it anyway.
Yeah.
Do you care to?
That was when we first started like having sex. Like when we first met, like when we first started like dating and we finally started having sex. So this was like back in like probably early 2005 because he didn't hit it like early. But I'm just saying. Yeah. But yeah, like early 2005.
What was it about that you didn't? Everything was consensual.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was very green, and that's what I think people miss because they talk about our age gap. Like he was 18, I was 24.
Okay.
But if people like have ever listened to me, I say all the time, like I wasn't allowed to date until I graduated high.
She groomed him. She was 6 years older than this nigga. He was a young millionaire.
High school.
Okay.
I went to prom and homecoming by myself. My mother was a chaperone.
Let the Holy Ghost get in. All right, now praise God.
Right. So I started having my first relationship in college, and I didn't know how to navigate that.
Okay.
I lost my virginity to rape at knife point. I started having sex with the guy I was talking about when I like met Dwight.
The knife point.
No, well, that happened. Like, so knife point happened. That guy got raped.
How do you laugh about that? How do you laugh about that? When he's trying to piece together the story because you're throwing so much out there, and he says that knife point, and you laugh and say, "Yeah, that happened."
Out when I like met Dwight.
The knife point.
No, well, that happened. Like, so
she
knife
laughed.
point happened. That guy got raped. And I started dating my boyfriend that I thought I was going to marry.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was Notebook
Yeah.
that you was texting.
Yeah.
Okay, now we at. Okay.
So now we are at, this is like number 3.
Yes.
I'm going to say 4 because I think I had a thing in between there. I feel like I did. I'm pretty sure I did. So I'm going to go ahead and give it 4.
So
I think I had a thing in between. So I'm going to add one. Well, I know I did.
You on your 4th body.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. And, you know, I'm like, he's like green just like I am, but, you know, this is something he wants to try. And I'm like, maybe this is how you explore sex. And so it was, I didn't like it. But, you know, he would like my finger.
Right.
She's saying she was sticking her fingers in his booty. I don't even know how we got there. How did we get to what they liked in the bed? That went left real quick.
Was
body.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And, you know, I'm like, he's like green just like I am, but, you know, this is something he wants to try. And I'm like, maybe this is how you explore sex. So,
how did we get there, though? She was just counting her bodies. How did she get there to? She didn't like sticking fingers in his ass, but he liked it. And she stayed. Again, she stayed.
So it was, I didn't like it. But, you know, he would like my finger.
Right.
Okay,
I've never liked
what
that.
the fuck?
I mean, we already here. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
Is he gay?
I think he's curious.
Have you ever witnessed him in some gay shit?
Curious
is one thing, but you ever witnessed him on some gay shit?
I have never witnessed him doing it, but No.
Because that's a strong, out of all this shit that we're talking about, because you can't say that without.
Well, because I don't want to say, okay, you ever been in a house where you're like, how did we all get here?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it is such a variety of people. And like you would never probably even speak in like just the regular world.
Mm-hmm.
It was like that. And this was at party night. And let's even back up a little bit. Christine had left because she found out that Dwight and I had started messing around. She had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
And he tried to pull us into the room to have a meeting. And he said, y'all want to pull out y'all toys? And she was like, what? You know? And I was like, what the fuck? Because that was his introduction into trying to have one of them. No, well, I guess, yeah. But I was saying the polyamorous thing.
Okay.
Yeah. But
that's still a threesome.
I know, but
okay.
Well, yeah, if he's asking about toys. But anyway, she ended even like the next day because she like lost it.
Mm-hmm.
I was laughing. I thought the shit was funny because I was like, why would you even try me like that?
Was you intrigued?
No. Mm-mm. And I've had a threesome, but no.
With him?
No.
Ouch.
Mm-mm.
She's had a threesome, but she wasn't intrigued with the only millionaire she didn't talk to. Cap.
But only him?
Too? Huh? No.
Ouch.
I've had two. But I don't lick marbles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't lick marbles.
Don't lick marbles.
Wait, we done talked about it all. When you say marbles, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like, I'm not ever going down on a girl. I'm never.
That's a marble?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, so you'll eat pussy.
No. Like, I don't even like hearing it like that.
What's your word? Vagina?
I don't know. Just eat me out. Or something like, I don't know. But no, I'll never
Let that
do
coochie
that.
breathe.
Yeah, I'll never do it.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
So back on track. The parties.
No threesome, she like
all right. Have you ever witnessed him being with another man in the bedroom?
Yeah, all the time. They took mushrooms together.
What?
Mm-hmm. And then they were like in the bed moaning and like touching themselves.
Being with another man in the bedroom?
Yeah, all the time. They took mushrooms together. Mm-hmm. And then
they took who together?
They took mushrooms together.
Luncheons together.
Mm-hmm. And then they were like in the bed moaning and like touching mushrooms together.
Make sure that's what she said.
In the bedroom.
Yeah, all the time. They took mushrooms together.
Oh, they took mushrooms
and then they were like in
together.
the bed moaning and like touching themselves. Yeah, but they said that's an effect of taking mushrooms. I didn't take them. I pretended to, but I didn't take them. I spit it right out. Because why would I take mushrooms with y'all? I don't even know you like
this
that.
Is still the same party or
no?
party?
I'm sorry, I'm like jumping around, but this is actually, I want to say the first, second, third day we were there.
This was still quarantine.
Yeah, but it was like way in the beginning when they tried to get all of us to take mushrooms. It's like way in the beginning. It was, but then I think it was like the second day.
In 2020. So you see all this weird shit, but you still hanging around. But you said your nigga told you to leave with the LeBron situation and all of that.
Okay,
Yeah.
now this is another question that sparks concern. Where the fuck are the children?
They are upstairs in their rooms with the nanny. Mm-hmm.
But part of me
Mhm.
is like, that's fucked up. But another part of me has to keep it a buck. You were a part of that too.
Yeah, it was quarantine. Everybody was chilling. Everybody was outside in their own yard. Like, come on, everybody was probably buffing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was not a problem.
Motherfucker, he's saying you wasn't with the kids either because you was downstairs with these niggas pretending to take mushrooms. That's what the fuck he's saying.
We was not the problem.
I don't think that that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I think what the problem is yeah, substance is cool. Like whatever the fuck float your boat, you do that shit, but keep the kids out of it. There's nothing, it's like a cookout. When you look at the cookout, motherfuckers is drinking, they smoking, they playing spades, kids running around. You know, it's just a part of the aesthetic.
Yeah, so when this would happen, it would be like after even this first time, it was like late. So they were like done for the night. Right. But again, I didn't take it.
Kids was asleep.
So I was
now the kids were asleep, but you just said they was upstairs with the nanny chilling.
Sound mind, sound body. I'm first time. It was like late.
Be the angel.
So they were like done for the night. Right. But again, I didn't take it. So I was of sound mind, sound body. I'm just saying, you asked if they were men in the room, and yes.
Okay, men as in questionable. Like, were they blatantly, noticeably gay men?
No.
Or they was just.
I mean,
like
one is Kevin Wesley. You know
oh shit! Oh shit! She done said Kevin Wesley motherfucking name. Well, the women always they were saying something about his eyes back in the day. But yeah, his old producer had exposed him for living off of Dwight Howard. Like it was really weird. Dwight Howard seen one of his videos, liked it, and next thing you know, he was living in this nigga house. And they was outside gardening with their shirts off and shit. It was really weird. It really was weird that his producer did come out and say he was gay. Now, this video just dropped about 7-8 hours ago, so I don't know if Kevin had seen it yet, but oh, nigga, she just said, what is Kevin Wesley? That's the truth, brother, by the way. Oh, shit.
Noticeably gay men.
No.
Or they was just.
I mean,
like,
one is Kevin Wesley.
Oh, wait, I have to wait a minute, y'all. Give me a second. Just because I'm petty. I gotta let the closed caption to hit the screen on this one. Oh shit. The motherfucker said, what is Kevin Wesley?
Questionable. Like, were they blatantly, noticeaburi gay men?
No.
Or they was just.
I mean,
like,
one is Kevin Wesley. You know, the guru.
He don't. He like who?
People know who he is, but it's crazy. But he was there, but he looks.
He wasn't that. He wasn't that known. He wasn't known for the guru. He was known for the pastor who left the church and was teaching against it, and that was a whole bit that didn't actually happen.
Straight-ish gay. Like he could go, you know. People know who he is, but it's crazy. But he was there, but he looks straight-ish gay.
Straight-ish gay.
Like he could go, you know, either way. Like you wouldn't be shocked if he said, "I was gay." Yeah, you'd be
Damn,
like, "I had a feeling," you know.
I knew it.
Yeah. And then there was another person, and there's well, and Christine was there as well, but she was fine. Like she seemed like she was chilling, but they.
Nigga, you was fine too, because you said Christine left when he tried to fuck both of y'all.
No, but apparently, you know, they took more than we did. But I mean, I didn't see them do anything.
All right, so talk to me about you and Christine's relationship, because that's not something that we've talked about yet. And also, if you know all this is happening, quarantine or not, why
leave, bitch?
Keep your son and you a part of this circus?
So remember, all of this is
and your boyfriend told you to leave, motherfucker.
Still towards the beginning. You know what I mean? Like you're talking about the LeBron story, right? No, I'm going in order because you're asking like how things happen. Yeah. So it's that. Then we go to this funeral, and then it's, you know, talking about the matriarch thing. But I'm sorry, even before the funeral, it was that conversation. And I'm being told that I'm just, you know, treating him whatever. Now we're in Reno for the funeral. And as we're in Reno, it's, you know, I really think we need to talk about, you know, us working things out, because I would hate for something like this to happen to you. I would be so devastated and hurt. I really want to work this out. So now this is what we're doing at a funeral with this girl's family.
Again, you're taking no accountability. You acting like you dumb and don't have a brain. And your boyfriend told you to bring your black ass home.
Putting it on like
After
that. So of
your
course your
boyfriend told you to come home after the Kobe story. I can just imagine what he said after the mushroom story.
Oh, you know, now we go back to the house. He tries Christine with that bullshit, and she leaves. Right?
Like leaves to go.
Yeah, she leaves.
Like when
she leave, but she was cool. This is all before he the mushrooms and stuff. Christine was fine with that, but the threesome, nope. Watching Dwight rub on another nigga, she cool with that. But y'all two fucking, you and Christine and Royce fucking, ooh, deal breaker.
you say leave, it's important for me. And
she left the house.
Okay, and
she
to go
packed her
where?
shit up and left.
She's no longer staying in that house.
No, she went home.
Okay.
She was angry for real, for real.
All right.
Right? I went home for Mother's Day. So I now have time to breathe. It's, I miss you. And then, you know, some sexual things as well. And I mean, just laying it on and then pretended like he was texting. My bad. I didn't mean to send that to you. What the fuck? Like, we still.
And they got you. He was pretending to text his friend. How you know?
Still doing that? How old are we? That's the older sugar.
But it's working though, Royce.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I knew that was a lie.
Yeah.
But I went back.
Okay.
I did.
Because you're stupid.
Because again, it's corny, but okay, you're trying to like tell me how you feel, but not act like you meant to.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it's cute.
So you and Christine,
Mm-hmm.
do y'all ever have a conversation about
asking how
the status
old are we?
of you guys is now reality now?
I tried to, but she thought I was a part of it. I don't think she believes that now, obviously, but we had gotten pretty close. And like our relationship was not good throughout this entire process of our children growing up. Like she was part of the problem when it was, you know, me not being able to speak to my child when he was there. Or she would post pictures of him, knowing like technically I wasn't even supposed to have pictures of him on it. So of course I'm finna post my child all day, every day now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which
So y'all
is
playing these
being petty.
Yeah.
Well,
Women
not even being petty.
game.
She was just being wrong.
this the petty parade.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to talk to my son. And yes, he was a baby, but like sometimes you can, mommy, hi, you know, that still means something.
How old is he now?
He's around, I want to say, now?
No,
Like,
No,
oh, in the
not
story.
17
Okay.
now, but during
Yeah.
this time. what you talking about?
He was like between 2 and 3.
Mm.
Yeah.
You want
All
to
right.
talk to a 2 or 3 year old on the
So
phone.
back to quarantine.
Yeah.
You had a boyfriend.
Yeah. We broke up when I
Mhm.
decided to go back. Because he was like,
No, wait a goddamn minute, ma'am. You initially said when your boyfriend found out about him going out there and stuff, he was like, I don't want you to go, but go. Take my son. And then you said when he told you about Kobe, he asked you, why would you be out there? You need to come back now. Now y'all broke up because he wanted to, because you went out there. Man, she lying. She is lying.
why are you going back?
This is Reno. Like during or before?
No, we were still like together during Reno and all that stuff. After he had told me to leave, we were still together.
Is he anybody like it? I'm not saying say his name,
Mhm.
but if you were to say his name, would anybody know who he is, or was he?
I don't think so. He's a psychologist in the Bahamas.
All right, stop. Now with that, it's like, was he in the States?
No, he was in the Bahamas.
All right.
And then we couldn't travel.
Damn.
I tried to go there first. I would have loved to be in the Bahamas during quarantine. What? And he stayed on the beach. Oh.
You seen that documentary where they documented like these?
Don't ruin it for me.
No.
Oh.
It's a documentary. It's kind of like it's on Netflix where like these two couples or this couple was dating and they go somewhere, but they get stuck because of quarantine. And a date started, and it's like a love story.
Oh, okay. The way you set it up was like somebody ends up dying.
No.
Okay. Oh.
Um,
Okay. I was so worried you were about to ruin the Bahamas.
No. I'm not saying. I'm trying to stay focused on this.
I'm sorry.
All right. When did the abuse started to happen?
Between me and Dwight?
Yeah.
Oh, that was like, remember around the show?
So that was older. That had previously happened to you, all the while knowing this is damage that has been done, but you still go back.
But again, we're talking about
Constantly
before
going back.
2009.
Yeah, but it don't matter when it happened, though, Royce.
I know, but again, somebody just died.
Yes.
And this person is calling you devastated.
No, I'm not.
And like losing it and claiming like he's just this changed person and what his plans are in therapy and begging for forgiveness. Like, it's been how long? And again, you've been punched. You got to remember, like, I'm being punched. It can't get any worse. Like, shit, I'm
punched, not literally punched with like just the emotional tactics.
Yeah.
That's happening, and you're falling for them. Like,
well, that one, yeah, because I wanted all the other shit to stop. But the physical abuse between us, like, I was one of them people who said that I would never go back. And I did twice. And when people ask, like, at this point, it's your fault. When you have been so mind-fucked to thinking that you're worthless, that nobody will want you.
Fake tears.
That you ruined baby Superman, baby Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
You start to believe that stuff. Y'all. So any little inkling of like joy, you take it. But when
no tears. She ain't wiped her eyes one time.
When he did it the first time, I was shocked. Like, I had a knife, pulled on me before he had ever done it. I was, at knife point. So when I even talk about that story, and I'm like, the people who were there, y'all know this happened because of my reaction. And it was my reaction because that's how I was raped. And I made sure I said that. So for them to minimize it and again act like my pain is unreal or like shit didn't happen, that bothers me because I did try to forgive and not do this. And again, when you're a woman who's made to feel so less than, I mean, just a moment of joy, you take it. So when he flung me into the entertainment center and then accidentally, like, I always say I don't think he did it on purpose, but flung Braylon, like, there's pictures of the entertainment center when I first moved into the house and when the doors are broken. The timeline sets up. His family sits here and comes on the internet and act like I'm lying. I asked him, the midget ass friend, he was at the fucking house. He told him, hey man, stop, that's a female. And then he gets up and picks up your little boy who's now crying and just walks out, and your goddaughter sitting on the couch, don't know what to do. And you got to have a conversation with her now. All because I didn't have a bag pack or some Skittles. But all the apologies, I had a bad game. I had never done that before. I've never acted like that before. That is not in my character. That's not me. So I believed it. Even though, I'd broken up with him or whatever, got back together. When he came to pick up Braylon that day, and I walk in the bathroom, and I come back and you're standing in my room, I already knew some shit was gonna happen. But at that house, it was my bathroom door, and I could exit this way because then my room went like that. But when I walk here and I see him right there, I see my little boy in the family room playing with his Chuggington toys. And he asks, you want to do something? No. I say, my period's on. I'll take some head. No. This is a person that is 6'11", and I was tiny back then. I'm thick now. But sorry, again, I said this before. Laughing, I've learned, is a coping, so I'm okay. But I just keep seeing him playing with his Chuggington toys, and I just keep thinking about this man that is just asking me for something that I don't want to do. but I also remember what he did before. And I'm trying to just tell him, like, you know, when you bring him back. I did say that. I said, when you bring him back.
Who is him?
Braylon, because he was coming to pick Braylon up. So I'm like, when you bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't good enough. So he then comes and he closes the door and he walks me over to the bed. And I step backwards because now I'm by my chest because I don't feel like doing this. And I'm not like, oh, like this. I'm just walking back like I just said no. And he's like, man, come on. You know what I'm talking about? Come on. You can do something. And I'm like, no. And he's pushing you down on your head. And at first you think he's playing and you like, well, not, you know he's not playing, but you try and push him off of you and be like, man, stop. So you can just walk away. And he don't let you stop. You push him and he pulls you. And you try and push him again and he throws you on the ground and you're crying. And now because you're crying, you can't actually give head now because you're crying. You're too emotional. So you just slam your waist into my face. That's what you do? Over and over and over again? For what? Because you that pissed off that I can't give you head for real? And then you just walk out, pick our son up, leave the house. But I'm lying.
You ain't filed no police reports.
First off, I apologize for evoking that emotion again. And even with that, I think it's important that these type of situations and actions are serious. No matter how small somebody may act or say it is or how big it is, this is a real deal action. So I apologize. Yeah. It's so much that I don't want to thank you because I don't want to forget. And you said something about being silenced. You said something about really the giant, like ant versus an elephant. Mm-hmm. And you can't be mad at me. You cannot be mad at me if this really happened. Mm-hmm. This is just a way to.
They know it happened though.
But it's bigger than. This is a big deal, but it's bigger than that. It gives a voice to the people who have went through this. Mm-hmm. And gives them the hope to say it's not right, and I need to speak on it. I don't give a fuck who you are.
But is it crazy to say, well, he never treated me like that? Because with Tiffany, she never saw that side of him ever. She got the calm. She was like, he would talk to me like this and always try and, make sense of everything. And he never really raised his voice.
And who's Tiffany?
She's number 2.
Okay.
And she was always told not to talk to me. They were all told not to talk to me. They were all told that I was a crazy one. And that's how the media put it out there. Like,
because you
I had a career.
Crazy, man.
I had job offers. I was supposed to go to Vegas. I was going to work at Treasure Island. They had offered a contract to me 3 times and he forced me to stay in Florida.
Treasure Island.
And then he let them go with the narrative that I was like this whore. And then all the times that I was getting sued in the news, how it was put out there. And it was like, I'm crazy.
I got to show y'all this. Hold on. We'll go back because they brought this here for some tissue and she ain't wipe her face one fucking time.
Make sense of everything and never really raised his voice.
And who's Tiffany?
She's number 2.
Okay.
And she was always told not to talk to me. They were all told not to talk to me. They were all told that I was a crazy one. And that's how the media put it out there. Like, I had a career. I had job offers. I was supposed to go to Vegas. I was going to work in Treasure Island. They had offered a contract to me 3 times, and he forced me to stay in Florida. And then he let them go with the narrative that I was like this whore. And then all the times that I was getting sued in the news, how it was put out there. And it was.
She ain't used it. She used her nail to wipe her face, not the paper towel they gave her. It's the cap.
It's like, I'm crazy. And, you know, I know people always talk about, oh, you always stood up for yourself on Basketball Wives. I try to stand up for myself all the time. But then it always comes across until now like I was bitter. Like I was a gold digger.
You had a good look, Royce.
It just,
she finally
in my own hometown, treated me like shit. I couldn't get a job at Disney. They told me conflict of interest.
Because you work for Orlando Magic.
But they let them go. They let him run with it. Then I found out he was part of it. A lot of these blogs, they're on payroll. Look at what they post about me. There's never anything positive. Like even now, with everything that I posted,
blogs
have they posted it?
Positive shit.
No, but they'll post somebody else's drama. Still trying to silence me.
We've heard you, ma'am. Not everybody trying to silence you because they're not reposting you. I've had enough. So you don't have a big enough following. You cool with them just getting the word out. You need the blogs to repost you. Yeah, I was at the 1 hour and 51 minute mark on that. I'm gonna share Cam Newton video when I end the live. It's approximately 34 more minutes of this interview left. If I would like to check it out and see what the hell else she was talking about. Yeah, she lost me right there at the end. I can't do it no more. They trying to silence her because the blogs don't say nothing positive. And you see, dang, all the stuff I done said recently, you think they talked about it? No, because you've said it before. You said the shit in 2009, and in 2020, and 15, and 16, and 17, and every year in between. And they just tired of it. And I'm a little bit tired. So until the next episode, we out. Never been a hoe, I stay on go, so what the business? Nigga talking reckless, shoot this bitch ass with the quickness. Now he bleeding, sorry, beggar, asking for forgiveness. Bow, 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 limp biscuit. All my niggas wildin', they done labeled us a misfit. Wake up every morning, 2 or 3, 5 in the tidbit. Oh shit, didn't nobody come to see you old. It's some focus, shoot 100 shots, no reloaded. Master of the game, you would think I'm into coded. Memphis niggas spit this pippin', mackin' like I'm golden. Ho, with my money, you gon' turn me to the old me. Say hi, first class flight, I'm in the nosebleed. Copy, cooking, whipping, shipping, till we count the proceeds. OG, I've been moving back niggas since 03. Low key, niggas hating, but they don't want no beef. State gang, true sippers, bitch, I bet we don't eat. Get jammed, get a lawyer, make it bunny, don't speak. Pour up, I need some more. A nigga had a long week. Shout out to my plug, he showed me love, he out in Long Beach. I'm true geek, walking by myself but left with 2 freaks. Ooh wee, nothing in they mouth and on they booty. Austin Power swag, yeah baby, this is groovy. You can call me Money Boy or you can call me Nudie. Hood niggas, churches, chicken, let me get a 2-piece. Top down, 2-seater, let me feel the 2 breeze. Gotta hold it steady, chopper, kick it back like like Bruce Lee. Lately I've been in the zone, I guess I'm in my 2-3. Don't call my phone for nothing less than a QP. Feeling like the Migos, cause my bitch is bad and bougie. All my haters love me, all these bitches just some groupies. Came a long way, I like to introduce the new me. Standing on business like I'm king or like I'm Drewski. Call me Run Island cause I like my love for choosy. When we link it's a movie, she bustin' like a Uzi. I love the way she do me, I beat it up like Uzi. She dancing just like Suki. Call me Run Island cause I love my love for choosy. When we link it's a movie, she bustin' like a Uzi. I love the way she do me, I beat it up like Uzi. She dancing just like Suki. I never been a hoe, I stay on go, so what the business? Niggas talking reckless, shoot his bitch ass with the quickness. Name pleading, sorry baby, asking for forgiveness. Bow, 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 Limp Biscuit. Never been a hoe, I stay on go, so what the business? Nigga talking reckless, shoot his bitch ass with the quickness. Name pleading, sorry baby, asking for forgiveness. Bow, 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 Limp Biscuit.